We'll ride in single file
Hey, this is
behind our
Russ
members.
with Role Playing Public Radio. We're playing Masks of Nyarlathotep, Australia. Part 1.
Good night.
Yes, the Australia chapter. So in the last session, the characters were on a boat, a ship, really, and I wanted to get that joke out of the way.
We've spent so much time on boats.
Yeah.
Do we take a good hard look?
Yeah, it's.
We certainly did.
The next boat I say we sink.
And an early averted disaster as they and they gain some new and Sulan and Margot gain some new friends, friends of Jackson Elias, to help investigate the Carlisle expedition and what they now know is a threat to the entire world.
How do we know that?
Because
the lizard people?
Yes, from the lizard people, from the servant people. Yes, they told you we're just waiting for Nyarlathotep to kill your civilization.
From the land of the...
Yeah.
You like beetle people.
So,
No, that's later.
as you, before you pull into the port of Sydney, which is where we'll start, it might be good to recap some of the stuff, some of your threads of investigation,
And make disguises.
and make disguises.
Disguises for everyone.
Why would you want to do that, Bill?
Because we're pulling into another motherfucking port.
And why would you assume that pulling in a port is so dangerous?
Because let's
every
see,
last port we pull into,
There's someone
waiting for us.
It's the 20s. How fast is information?
The
gonna
police
go?
are singing that song in the background every single time we pull in on a boat.
So you guys don't have a rap sheet yet.
Yeah.
That would be okay.
That's true, and I am a cop.
Yeah.
So
the cult just knows.
Well, all right. So yeah, you can
You
make
want
the
to go with
disguise
that
checks.
one? That's fine.
I'll just take my eye out.
Post
Will that
Mythos
work?
Wireless.
Yes, man without an eye is less distinguishable than any other,
You're
fully
getting a
present
sense of how
form
today's
of
gonna
human
go.
being.
Yeah, no.
It's been too long.
Yeah, it had. You guys are restless. And it's spring. We're no
We're not
longer
even the natives.
snowed
Oh,
in.
can't use that word.
Local people. No.
Indigenous
population.
populations. Because the in the book, I should mention for the listeners at home, in the 1996 edition uses the term Kori to describe the indigenous people, but that in the Massive Nyarlathotep Companion describes, that's only specific ethnic communities within among the indigenous people who weren't even in the areas the characters are going in. So I will use indigenous people to refer to the people here before all the white people came and ruined everything.
Because Ross is no longer rewarding racism.
I'm trying not to, really hard.
Even
I'm
on
trying.
his own
We're
part.
hoping this podcast will not cause race riots.
Even on the part of the publishers.
So, to reiterate, why are you going to Australia?
Because
To
that's where
die.
the boat was going.
Yes, that's where the boat was going. But the investigative reasons. One, your friends, the Lamplighters, slash their.
Can we put friends in scare quotes?
You should. No, definitely. You definitely should. That's not like the best. They're not your BFFs. But they have told you to go to Australia, and
Big family friends?
yes, they are not people you want to anger or displease because they've been very helpful to you so far. Remember, they sent you a suicide cultist who helped you get out of Boston. Remember that part?
True.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
They did give some people...
I know that you're referencing that because you just recently posted that.
I'm dating that. So I dated, time stamping this episode. So you have to pay them back that favor, and they say it does tie into the whole thing, although they will not explain why, because of causality and
There's a
time
big
paradox
door.
and blah blah blah.
Because reasons.
Because reasons. But there are reasons that the
Tentacly Wizard did it.
Lamplighters would not have told you about, which you could find out on your own. And you found out some of that in New York. Professor Cowles, who was from Sydney, has a home in Sydney. You have his address.
I like him. He has a patch.
Yeah. He gave a lecture in New York, and one that, and he was questioned by Jackson Elias, and gave you some information. To reiterate some of his lecture notes, he talks about a cult among the indigenous people called, that worship a god known as the father of all bats.
No.
Yes, or the sand bat.
Now that sounds racist.
Yeah, it is.
You know, I realize that Damian Wayne is also Tasha's offspring.
Talia.
Yeah.
Talia, sorry.
All right.
But still, racism.
Okay. The cult made human sacrifices. Sacrifices were run through a gauntlet of worshippers who struck the victim with clubs embedded with the sharp teeth of bats. The teeth were coated in with a substance derived from rabid bats. The poison was quick acting, but victims apparently went mad before
Slices,
they died.
dices, makes you foam at the mouth.
Yes. The youth of the cult reputedly could take the form of bat-winged snakes, enabling them to steal sacrifices from across the
Flying sex snakes?
flying.
There's that.
Yes. Cows believe the cult became dormant or extinct hundreds of years ago, but Jackson Elias was quite interested and believed it was. Jackson believed it was still around.
Of course he did.
There's also a song cycle among the indigenous people that mentions a place where enormous beings gathered somewhere in the west of Australia. The songs say that these gods were not at all like men, built great sleeping walls and dug great caves, but living winds blew down the gods and overthrew them, destroying their camp. When this happened, the way was open for the father of all bats, who came into the land and grew strong. He also showed, only Margot and Sulan would remember this because they're the only ones who were there. Everyone else has been switched over. Shows some glass slides, photos taken of a few sweaty men standing before enormous blocks of
My
stone.
last vacation.
Pitted and eroded,
Tom
but
of Finland.
clearly dressed and formed for architectural purposes. Dim carvings seem to decorate some of the stone. Billows of sand are everywhere. Cowell said the discoverer, the man who took the photos, was one Arthur McWhirr of Port Hedland, who kept a diary, the diary which he kept at home in Sydney, which he records several attacks on the party by indigenous people. McWhirr reportedly records death to victims from hundreds of small punctures, reminiscent of the earlier bat cup.
Tiny bites.
Or clubs embedded with bat teeth.
Tiny bites.
All right, yeah, no. For Cowles tells of, let's see here, in Northern Australia, in it, the sand bat, or the father of all bats, has a battle of wits with rainbow snake, the deification.
He's getting out there, Ross.
It's magically religious.
No, that's like an actual.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's an actual god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus.
No, wrong.
All right.
Wrong religion, Ross.
By a long shot.
The deification of water and the patron of life. Rainbow Snake succeeds in tricking and trapping Sandbat and his clan into the depths of a watery place from which Sandbat can only complain and is unable to return to trouble the people. Yes. Anyways,
Hey, you guys.
So-
mean.
one Arthur McWhirr had an expedition and found ruins in the deserts of Western Australia. So that is something of interest. But you have also further found out that the cult is active in Australia through the shipping records you seized in Mombasa. Mombasa.
It's called Randolph Shipping.
Randolph Shipping, yes.
What? I'm suspicious of that name.
Well, it was in a cult held shipping company's
Shipping.
records.
So they cart things?
Yes.
So you might call them carters?
That they are in Darwin,
We're going to
which is on the other
Northern
side.
coast.
Yeah, yes, northern coast. But you can take steamers or a plane if you want to risk it to from Sydney
The flight of the Phoenix in
Yeah.
Australia.
to Darwin.
piloting.
I don't have fun.
You can you can hire NPCs.
It'd be more fun if we flew the plane ourselves.
Margaret knows whatever it's about. Yeah.
Because at 8 points of piloting, basically you get a plane.
Actually, could you use dreaming to fly?
Oh.
Dreaming to warp reality so that she can fly
Do you
a
really
plane?
want to give that much power
I
to me?
believe I can fly.
You just want to hand it over here. No, go for it. Do
How
whatever.
much streaming do you have?
At least he's honest.
But I have 7 though, so
No, I really don't want to let Aaron do it.
Summon up the Rainicorn and
No, you want to see the Cthulhu mythos version of the Rainicorn. Yeah.
no. We
I figured it was Rainbow
we summon
Snake.
up the rainbow, the
Yeah.
rainbow
Oh, yeah.
serpent in the dream time.
It's just there's there's commercial travel. You don't. You guys are already like, no, let's go straight to the mythos. We'll
Yeah,
ignore
we
the
hire a
safe
very large
conventional
albatross
option.
and then look for giant eagles.
No, it's fine.
Ross, we
we're
had
making this too
rearranged a
hard.
ship with our mind.
Let's use dreaming to fold Australia and just step through it like a wormhole.
Can't we just
If
use a
Samuel
train?
comes out, you're paying for this.
All right.
I'm not
So-
dealing with him.
Given what you have seen in Mombasa, things are being shipped out of Australia to the rest of the cult. And given that Professor Kyle's talked about ruins in the desert of Western Australia, it is not too hard of a conclusion to draw that the cult is getting very dangerous things out of the ruins and shipping them elsewhere. So your goal right now is
So
to
we're
find,
looking for the weapons of mass destruction.
well, yeah, no, that's kind of the campaign in a nutshell in some ways.
We do also know, well, Sloan and I know that there's some mechanical element
Yes.
to what they're shipping. And I know from my dream that the big rock is important.
The big red rock in the middle
Yes.
of Australia?
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't
The
know
giant
what it's called.
mountain of uranium in the middle of Australia?
One evening,
Yeah.
as the sun went down, the jungle fire was
So,
burning.
Wrangle, Ross.
I gotta let you guys. I can't just hit you with crazy Cthulhu stuff all the time. So I gotta give you
I'm
time.
supporting this because of how nuts you guys went last night in Atomic Robo.
Yeah, no,
So you were bad.
We've also had 2 weeks of really fun, outrageous games.
No,
so.
this is true. You're all obnoxious. Yeah, no, and I'm just glad there's not bags of gummy worms and other sugar treats and
We can fix that.
No, we don't have.
There is high V right
Dan,
there.
do it, Dan.
Dan pulled a mega Dan.
Yeah, there was
Healer.
I'm just glad I didn't have Surge.
Actually, Michelle was the one that really...
Yeah. that game was ridiculous. So the first order of the business, I assume, is your disguise. You're pulling
Yes.
into a port, and you guys have a phobia of ports now, I guess.
Weird.
I
Well,
wonder
from this
why.
journal that I've been left,
Yeah.
that I've been reading through, I've come to understand that ports can be dangerous.
I just found.
Fair enough.
I find it perplexing though because,
Yeah.
granted, I am disturbed a little bit by the ship that we've melted with our mind and reconstructed. But
Really, someone else melted it with their mind. Well, no, you did some major mind
Yeah,
melting.
that's
true.
But it was the man in the furnace, which
Mind
is still
melting?
disturbing, or the boiler, excuse me.
Yeah.
But why do you have this issue with ports?
Well, look, just correlate the contents of this journal. I mean, they arrive in London, someone picks them up in the port, or not picks them up, but is watching them.
And runs away, usually. Mm-hmm. We have to follow
They arrive
them,
in Kenya.
and it leads to bad things.
Usually.
Someone's watching them in the port.
I really like that.
And if you think about it, Boston and Shanghai are also port
We
cities,
want to
so...
know who the people watching are before they know us.
So
I feel like
I
might
think
be
that ship has
possible.
already sailed
We can try.
and sunk and been resurrected
Okay.
from the dead by James Cameron.
Just go the opposite way.
So,
Just
also,
watching.
as you, the other issue for ports are customs.
Blah, 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 guns, blah, blah. We're used to it.
Actually, we don't.
do we have any here?
No,
I
I'm
have a
guns.
revolver.
Plus,
That's what I wanted to
Australia,
make sure.
it will be really easy to get guns in town.
Yeah.
Australians, even more
Or
so.
we can just shoot poisonous snakes at them. They're in abundance.
Well, those
That actually sounds very appealing.
I
I can see Margot
Really bad.
using poisonous snakes as whips.
No, see,
Really on fire.
2 words. Thulsa Doom.
So yeah, okay. I just want to make sure that
Conan?
you guys on the record do
James
not
Earl
have any
Jones
firearms
turning
on
a
you.
snake into an arrow.
You realize I've only seen about 30 minutes of that film.
Well,
So.
you need to fix that.
You do.
Classic.
I will
So-
ditch my guns.
All right. Yeah. So you're all ditching your guns, or
I
you do
didn't
not?
never have any.
All right. I'm just making sure because it's been 2 weeks.
Plop.
Yeah, I have no.
All right, so that takes care of that. All of you
Follow
can
us
easily
through
get
the
in.
ocean of
Normally, Sulan would have some problems, but thanks to her credit rating, she can easily. I'm just a
You're
tourist.
too rich for us to be racist at.
Basically, money solves a lot of problems, even
I
in the
have plenty of
1920s.
Have you heard of the Darlington
Well-
colonialists?
She is traveling with 4 white people,
Yes.
so that
They
would
can vouch
sort
for
of,
her, yeah.
like British Empire,
Yeah.
lots of servants, everything
Yeah.
moving, so it's fine.
Well,
You're an
wait, we probably
acupuncturist.
can't do both of those. credit rating and
we gotta pick
poser
one.
as a serf.
I'm just saying.
Either one would work.
Either way, it would work. We could
Yeah.
save the money.
Yeah. Well, you
Well,
would.
it's not
It's more.
spending,
Yeah,
it's
it's
just-
just a credit
I
rating.
just
Yeah.
have to look really rich.
She just makes it rain at them. She
Yeah.
just picks it up later.
Yeah.
That
There's
works.
letters, letters from banks and stuff like that. Say this is a person you cannot be racist at. So
Yeah.
no, it's a bank. Well, we have to listen to that. So
Even in a country populated.
disguises. What is your plan? What is your game plan for that?
Group disguise check? I don't know.
What disguises
As
what?
what?
Hare
Here's a
Krishnas.
giant sheet. We're cutting
Hare
2
Krishna.
holes in there.
Actually, no. Missionaries.
Yeah.
Could totally work.
Sure.
Since we're going to be going to the back country anyway,
Yeah.
that
Do
is
I have to shave my
perfect.
head for that?
No, you don't.
No.
Have, not that kind of missionary.
Hare Krishna
Yeah.
missionaries.
We can
Normal time.
we can be freaking
Yeah.
Salvation
That's
Army
later,
if you
yeah.
want to be.
Okay.
We can be a band.
I call trombone.
Okay.
I call the drum.
Wait, why are we calling
Evidently, I
it
have a tambourine.
We're gonna be a Salvation Army band.
Oh, that's a Salvation Army.
Okay.
No, that's clearly fine. Like,
That won't draw attention at all. No, let's
All
be
right.
regular fucking
Yeah,
martial.
that's
Who's-
Australia,
All right,
we are
this is a-
Sergeant
Not
Peppers.
mercenaries.
this will
Mercenaries.
cost a point of credit rating because you have to get Salvation musical. You have to.
No,
No. We're just being
way too
Regular.
obvious.
Regular.
Okay.
We're just
We're just getting
I
short
can't
sleeve,
tell.
collared, starched white shirts.
Okay.
Right.
And little badges with our names,
And
black
Bibles.
ties, and
Okay.
bicycles.
All right.
and
fine.
Bibles.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Bibles.
So that won't cost very much.
Well,
Bicycles
no.
and
All right,
buses.
so
Yeah,
that's where
no bicycles. I'm
Oh, well,
sorry.
I thought you were buying musical instruments.
We're not.
I didn't know. All right, so this is a group disguise check.
So we're going as the Mormon bicycle.
Who's gonna roll?
Exactly.
Who's gonna roll? Who's spending points?
Ooh, that actually.
I will spend.
Except for the bicycles.
I'll spend 3 if you guys want me to.
What are we?
What are we spending?
Disguising?
This is
Disguise.
Disguise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll
I have
throw
nothing
one
to
at the
contribute,
pool.
So
you're all in one of your
So-
I don't
cabins.
have any.
I spent 3.
I gave you one.
So
Should I do
got
another one?
nothing.
Well,
Well,
we're already at
We probably
4,
Yeah.
so
It's a D6
if
plus
she
4. Yeah.
the challenge.
Well, no, that's what you're.
Oh,
It's usual. It's normal.
Just kinda-
Crap, Ross. What the hell?
No, that's
Oh, that's good. 5.
5.
5.
So,
Okay.
yeah. See.
All right. You think you have pretty good disguises?
We are holier than thou.
So the ship docks. They start unloading your luggage. The crew actually kind of looks as like, wait, okay. They actually don't
Reasons.
recognize. Yeah. They
Somebody
said,
should go
but then they went, oh yeah, no, I can see a lot of missionaries kind of let their hair down during
Yeah.
the shipboard journey. So
all the
everyone
rubber out
can
of
give me a
people's
sense
body.
trouble check. Okay.
I will. Actually, because I have that cherry pool. Whoop.
I know, it's great, isn't it?
It is great. I'm going to throw 2 at this. Why am I rolling a d20?
Why are you wrong, game?
7. What was
Okay.
the challenge, Ross?
7.
None of you see
5.
anything.
What?
None of you see anything unusual.
9?
Yeah, it looks like it's a normal port.
Are you?
Okay, but this is only the first time.
So what was the challenge? Do I get cherry pool?
You don't know?
No.
Dang it! I want cherry pool. Was that a wasted roll, Ross?
Pretty much.
Horrible monster.
Parenthetically,
Thanks
yes.
for the tea.
Where do we want to go first?
All right, so the only thing that you know of in Sydney that directly connects to it is to visit Professor Cowell's house. He is.
By the by, in this journal I've been reading through,
Yeah.
there was a note about a Professor Dodge as well.
Yes, he is not in. Or actually, no, you do get a note. Professor Dodge is. Professor Cowell mentioned that he is. Dodge is taking care of his house while he is away. Mm-hmm. So
His name is
Professor
David
Dodge.
Dodge, right?
Yes, David Dodge is
Because everything must be alliterative.
Well, it is a pulp story, so
At least they don't
Dodge
have
is taking
metronyms.
care of Cal's house?
yes. So if Cowles is not home, Dodge would be.
Okay, that's it.
You
All
did
right,
talk to
fine.
Cowles in January, so you don't know if he's returned yet,
Or
you
if he's
didn't,
alive,
but,
or
you
if
know.
he's been spatchcocked.
But I read about it in this journal.
Yes, you have.
Handy journal.
Yeah,
Hypographia.
It's a handy dandy notebook.
it is. And the plus, Sulan and Margot were there, and presumably remember. Some of the memories are kind of running together. I would imagine there's been a lot of stressful nights
Yep.
of
And then we
screaming and
stabbed the
running.
cultist, and then
and
we
shooting.
shot the cultist, and then we stabbed the cultist, and then we shot the cultist.
Where's
more shooting than stabbing, if I remember. But they're
We
anyway.
formed a committee to see if we could raise the funds to form the committee to see if we could raise the
So I
funds.
assume you're going to go to his house directly.
Do we have his address?
Yeah, yeah.
Hermes Conrad, Mythos Hunter.
Yep. Do we need to hire someone to drive us there?
Do we want to pick up guns before we go to the house?
You do know
Just saying.
anybody with law.
What, we're just going to hold the Bibles and
All right.
scream the power of Christ
For 0 points,
be good to go.
No, this isn't one of those derelict scenarios.
Yeah, for 0 points, the law basically is very similar to English common law. And yes, you can buy firearms, even visitors, but carrying them around, especially openly in cities, is a really bad idea. So,
But if we're headed out of town, we can pick them up.
Yeah,
and
you
fine.
could
It's
you
not
can
like
buy them,
outfitting.
but keep them in their cases or and unloaded until you know.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's where we're going.
Carrying a loaded revolver, especially when you're foreign, is a good way to get deported in the city, especially if you're caught breaking and entering into someone's house.
Who does
gonna
things
do
like that?
I don't. It's totally hypothetical. I don't know what you're talking
Or
about.
just destroying an entire house after
Yeah.
throwing some plants into the basement.
So are there cars for hire?
Yeah, so you can rent cars. You can buy cars.
Can we get camels?
Cars
They're
are very-
already here. They
yes,
list
there
camels
are.
here.
Why
Yeah.
would we want a camel and not a car?
Cars are very popular in
spit.
Australia in the 1920s because they're a great way to get around. And
Is it a long walk? We consult a map. Is it actually a long walk?
it's walkable. I mean, you do have luggage, so you might just rent a car, get a hotel somewhere
Yeah.
nearby.
Yeah. We should probably, drop our luggage off somewhere first.
All right, so 1 point of credit rating, you can get a decent hotel, and
I'll drop that.
Why do we need luggage? We're all going to die anyway. So who needs a change of
Where
underwear?
did we even get luggage? We
Yeah.
somehow got whisked away.
well, you have some.
You're rich. Yours just follows you around.
Yeah,
So
the clothes,
it's
actually,
the
for you
wall.
two, that's a good question. You look in the luggage cases, and there's clothes that have been chosen for you. You don't. They look kind of right. That's kind of a little eerie. That you trying to think who bought these for you and what they knew about you.
Picked
And,
out my undies.
yeah.
It's fine. They were attached to the thread that was around your wrist.
Meanwhile, I had the same shock and awe when I look in my luggage, and then I realized Mrs. Balumko packed my bag. So
Yeah, she apparently thought you were going to the Arctic. There's a lot of heavy coats. But you have.
I have trunk after
you
trunk
also
after
do have some
trunk.
Mythos tomes now and some other
yeah.
things. So that's going to be.
and we have a glass eye that's really useful.
Okay,
Well,
let's rent a car.
you have that. I don't.
All right,
If
so
I
yeah,
die,
1 point of credit rating, you get one
HDI.
car. And a hotel room that you can dump all your stuff in. So that takes you an hour or so to settle in, basically.
Rich people
What
person.
tomes did we recover from?
The Mauritania.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Because that was supposed to be my special thing, Ross, and you haven't given it to me.
Oh, I'm sorry. God,
Bad man.
We're being really horrible today.
you are. And I'll keep notes on this.
So how many notice checks are we going to make that resolve absolutely nothing?
Yeah,
I don't
how many
know.
sense troubles are there going to be that are blank with a 7?
What you need to be worried about is how much of this I'm going to keep in mind when you guys go out in the desert to find those ruins.
I know I'm going to die anyway. That's been par for the course. I'm on my 3rd character, Ross.
I think it's about time for Anne and I anyway.
No, Margot or you will be the last one standing.
Oh yeah, that's,
Probably
yeah.
true.
Let's see here.
Well, someone's got to survive
There
to start the cult back up.
are- let's see here. You have the Clavis Solomonus. Clavis. Solomonis. It is in Latin. Talks about a demon-built library in a waste somewhere far away.
Weird.
I know, right? Let's see here. And I can't remember which other books you actually walked out. I mean, there's like 5 of them. I don't want to give all of them to you.
Roll dice to find out.
Yeah. I will...
Any of them in Aklo or Narcotic?
No.
Narcotic's not a language.
It's listed as language in the book.
Really?
It's like Aklo, so...
I was going to say, I thought the Narcotic manuscript was written in Aklo. Anyway,
They're dialects,
stuff.
yeah.
It might be a
It's
spoken
not
more than a
clear.
written.
Yeah.
I forgot from last time too, since I read.
I'll say the Key of Wisdom as well, which is in English. Tells of immortality cults, mentions a dark brotherhood which sacrifices to elder gods in exchange for
Immortality cults. How exactly do these work?
Well, you like your soul?
Yeah.
Don't join the dark side.
Really well for one guy. It's kind of a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, killing you sacrifice people to gain life. So yeah.
Take the smaller lives for the bastard.
So yeah, you have both of those, and I will give those stats a little bit later. But yeah, there's quite a bit of knowledge. I say you could have skimmed one to gain it. You can skim both to gain 1 point each. So you could lose 2 more points of sanity and gain 2 more points of Cthulhu Mythos if you want.
Well, I don't have Latin, so I'll just take one.
So you could be learning Latin.
And actually, Ross, because of the dreaming last time, do I actually know Aklo now, or does that just fade in and out?
That fades in and out.
Okay.
So when you're in the dreamlands, you understand it.
Okay, that's fine. That
Not in the
makes
waking
sense.
world.
I just want to make sure if I had it, to not put it on my normal languages.
Yeah. So the
Irem of the Pillars and read some Aklo. It's a good afternoon.
So you head to Cal's home. He lives near the University of Sydney. And
Go figure.
It's a short walk.
I
from
figured
there
that was
to
going to
campus.
be like a, go poisonous snakes.
No, more cheeky than
Go Swagman. That's the term for like
Camp
prospect.
beside the Billabong, under the shade of the Coolabah. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
We're in Australia. Yeah. You brought it up.
I know.
Now it's going to pop up all the fucking time. And it's your fault.
I know. It was inevitable though. So he lives in a nice 2-story home, but you knock on the door, and a man in his mid-30s, something looks like that, blonde, freckle, looks like fairly tanned, looks like he's been outdoors quite a bit. It's like, I'm not going to try.
So Australian.
Yeah.
shrimps on the Barbie and all that.
Yeah,
jazz.
he asks who you are. Hello, who are you?
Have you heard the good news about the kingdom of God?
The door.
All the Clue references.
Yeah. So, that's the other thing is how are you approaching them? Cals did meet up with you, 2 of the characters, so you could use that.
So this is Calf?
No, this is not. Cals is older.
This is Dodge, right?
This must be Dodge.
Okay.
Professor David Dodge, associate professor of archaeology. So he asked you what you want. So
Professor Dodge?
yes, and who might you be?
That's not important. Actually, we are here as associates of Professor Cal, specifically my 2 friends here, and push Margot in.
Oh yes.
Plot devices.
Good afternoon, ladies.
Give information.
Rub?
Yes, Kyle's is touring the Americas, lecturing and whatnot.
We heard his talk.
Oh, you heard us talk. Oh, wow, you've come quite a ways.
You don't even know.
Well, then come in. Are you archaeologists? Are you here to study?
Not exactly,
Amateur.
sir.
Oh,
Students of
anthropologists.
students of the
Somewhat,
humanities.
yes.
Students of human nature, for sure, sir.
Very good. Come in.
Actually, I have both anthropology and archaeology, so yes. Those are things I do.
He goes to make tea, and so what are you trying? You of course talk to him while he's in the kitchen or whatever. What do you want to ask him about? You do know that Cal's left the diary of Arthur McWhirr here, who is the guy who found the ruins. You don't know what happened to Arthur. You don't. This was several years ago when he found it, in like 1921, something like that. So you could ask him about that. You could snoop around his house, or you could ask for Dodge's help, or you just tell him the truth. Hey, there's a crazy cult out in the desert, or we're wanting to go find the ruins ourselves.
We find the rainbow snake to Arco.
As a archaeologist who is experienced in the who works in Australia, he probably knows a lot about how to get out in the outback and not die, which is a useful skill. Because again, so what is your approach as a group?
Well, we had.
Wait.
Sorry.
Yeah, maybe
I'll
let's
say you guys
before we start talking to him in character.
Rewind. You guys can plan out your meeting, your approach.
Yeah, we should play.
So yeah,
Are you telling the truth?
How do you like that?
Or
Chris?
at least a partial truth, maybe.
Yeah.
Partial truth I like better.
And that we're going to go, do some archaeology. You two are rich and from America, so
That explains everything.
a lot. And I mean, experienced. I don't know, but whatever.
Thank you for that, sir. Your arrogance is much appreciated.
I'm sure you bring valuable things to the team. Just
Duh.
so, what are we actually trying to?
We want to get the diary, or at least be able to look at it.
Right.
We could just ask to see it.
He might have
say-
some extra expertise about
Well, we can
father
say
of
that.
all bats and
Yeah, we could say that Professor Cal
local
told us to
indigenous
look it up.
population derivatives of the father of bats and stories about them.
Yeah,
Because
since-
in every legend there is a kernel of truth, so we might need to investigate this aspect of things. And he is an archaeologist,
I like
so
And I can bring up the excuse that my father was fascinated by the documents that both Margot and Sulan brought to us, so he wants to fund this expedition.
oh, that's right, you are a girl in this, aren't you?
Yes.
I keep forgetting.
Well, that changes everything. Your reactions. I knew he was.
All right, so so you're telling him that you're wanting to go finance an expedition to the ruins, basically,
Pretty much.
and get background information. Okay, so he comes back with tea for everyone.
These decadent young ladies have fallen in love with the idea of the dream time.
What?
One more thing, sir.
Yes.
Could I have some honey, sir? No.
Oh yes, of course. So who's going to? What's your exact pitch? Who? Someone give
Make a
me.
pitch for someone.
Yeah.
Bill.
You've been nominated.
Well, so basically explain the structure. Those two are funding. We're, knowledgeable. The other three of us, didn't need to exclude, are knowledgeable assistants.
I'm also the escort / chaperone to keep
Exactly.
him honest around the three women.
No,
Look at him. He is not trustworthy.
I'm a modern man. I know.
Do you have a goatee?
This is the era of the adventurous and the aviatrix.
Indeed.
So I can understand that. It would be quite. And yes, funding would be amazing. I've been trying to get funding for quite some time. Ever since I heard about these.
That makes
ruins.
sense, sir. You work at a university.
Yes, exactly. I can. No, I'll help. I'd love to go along. I'd to advise you on this.
We could fund your dig for a further 3 years.
At any rate, from what we were told, Cowles had brought up the diary of a man, an Arthur McWhirr.
Oh yes, he did. Let me go and fetch it. Please, feel free to take notes, but it must stay here.
Oh, absolutely.
There have been.
Unless it's any of those two.
Yes, Professor.
Oh, come on!
Yes.
The Diary of McWhirr, complete with sketches by Maple White. No.
This is a handout. Da, da, da. One of my associates, sort of a dilettante, Robert McKenzie, off in Port Hedland, had some research material from McWhirr, but I just received a letter from him that someone had made off with some of his research material. So I'm trying to.
Horrible.
I don't know the details.
That
It's
press
just
for
complaining about.
publisher parish is really
Yes,
huge.
but anyway, there is the handout. It describes their time going there. This was in the 1921 when they went March.
4 years.
But they suffered several attacks, and they just lost too many resources to stay very long, so they had to return. I believe what happened to McWhirr is he returned to civilization, tried to raise more funding so he could go on another expedition, but died of influenza a year later.
That makes sense.
So so no one's been able to go back since. I know Cowles was interested in it, but I was afraid that Cowles was going to try a one-man expedition and get himself killed in the desert. When his poor daughter orphaned. Well, I mean she's an adult, but still, it would have been tragic. So I was trying to keep him. I was the one who encouraged him to go to America to keep him from heading off into the desert to die alone, so I could get a proper expedition. But if here, I mean, I'm in many ways glad that his tour was so a success. I was hoping he would bring some notice to this, but I never imagined some Americans would come to finance it out of the blue. This is a great day.
Well, one American, one British.
Yeah. Yes. I'm sorry.
And we may be able to talk to Carnegie for you. No.
Oh, wow.
We do have an in with the Pinhu Foundation.
Oh, the Pinhu.
No, not actually.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't actually say that.
Why are Egyptologists so interested in the... is there a connection between the ancient civilizations? Oh, my.
Yes.
Aliens.
Have you read much Blavatsky?
How did you get here?
Oh,
Aliens.
Talk about Lemuria. Obscure references.
What, in Cthulhu?
Yeah, I know, right? So you can read through that. You can take notes of that. He does mention I can start financing. The best way to get there is we'll have to go to the West Coast, obviously.
Obviously.
Port Headland, it would be the closest city to it. There's sort of a mining camp.
Another port.
Yes, it is a port. Port Headland is a port, yes.
Weird.
There's a mining camp near Port Headland that is almost a town. Concudgery. It's near Concudgery Hill. CUNCUD. GERI. I actually looked on the internet to try to see if I was pronouncing it right, but there's no it's just there's the hill and that's it. And
strangely enough, there's no pronunciation guide for the anglicization of
very
place names in the language of indigenous peoples of Australia.
Yeah.
Weird.
I've heard it pronounced that way in lectures and pronounced that way in lectures. You're fine, Ross.
Yay!
You have academic support.
You hear that, Grog?
Citation needed.
Sorry. No, it's fine. So yes, and if I don't know what your level of background in archaeology and anthropology is, there are some good museums and a library here. If you wanted to get some, it'll take me some time to call people up and start organizing. We'll have to ship some things out, so this will take a time, probably about
how many time units?
About a month. I'll say it's about April 2 right now. So. I forgot to bring my little notebook that's listed the exact date, so I'm just setting this game date as April 2. So about in May, you could get. I'd be ready to launch at the earliest, assuming, of course, I'll present a sort of an invoice that will explain how expensive everything is.
An itemized invoice.
Yes,
please.
and of course itemized, and you can.
Line item, supplies.
Yes. So for that part of the game, we will be looking back at Mythos expeditions.
Saw that coming.
Yeah,
I saw that when he brought the book.
But to be fair, there's no evil sorceress that knows you're coming and will be constantly trying to kill you. As far as you know of. Yeah,
No, there's just an entire cult with clubs made of tiny bat teeth.
Well, that and the doctor called, and we all have a bad case of the polyps.
Yeah. Just the wind that killed gods. I mean, I don't know what that could be. That's just probably a myth. That's not nothing. So you can do some background. He does. He says he's focused. He does have a bit more information about the cult of the Sandbat. He says the Sandbat is a horror out of Dreamtime, a foe of Rainbow Snake. The bat is said to erupt like a sandstorm from a great cave in the sky. Let's see here.
That's I was really thinking more Pink Floyd there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Let's see. In the original cave, the city of the Great Ones exists. The black shape is known as Hungry Wing. Further east, they know the entity. Another ethnic community know it as Face Eater. Of course, these are translations.
So,
of indigenous language.
So somebody's on bath salts.
Apparently. The clubs, they actually have an example of the cult weapon at the National Art Gallery, along with some other art. That is a club, a polished length of eucalyptus studded with sharpened nails or with bat teeth, thorns, and the claws of bats.
And it smells vaguely of koala feces.
Probably.
But it's Australia, so
they
why
apparently
hasn't?
were aware of the nature of rabies and would use the teeth in order to inflict rabies on their victim as they were, clubbing them to death. Apparently, sometimes they would just hit them several times to make sure they were infected and then let rabies kill them. So, a nasty piece of work. It is believed extinct. There's been no evidence of them existing in the here and now. But
I'm sure we'll find it different.
The fact that Arthur's diary talks about being attacked several times indicates that perhaps there are some remnants of it out in the wilderness. So that's Dodge is on board. He is quite eager to help out and make his career. He wants to be the next Carter, finding a great city. Yeah.
He's either not a cultist or running a really good cover.
You can make an assess honesty spends if you want.
I don't have that. It's fine.
Okay.
I will spend one.
I have only one.
Yeah, no, he is very enthusiastic. You don't see any sign of dementia, psychosis, or anything behind his eyes. So if he is a liar, he is extraordinarily skilled at it.
Sean, use the eye on him. We need to be sure.
No. The eye reveals nothing. Actually, no. Every time you have to use the eye, you have to make a stability check. So.
Oh,
Probably don't do that.
yeah.
I'm still reading.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. You're looking at the book.
Okay.
Let's see here. Also, just to give you some more information about Australia, just to give you a little bit, since there is radio. Radio stations exist by 1923, so there are a couple of them out there. They're very popular, especially because people out in the interior of the country don't have much access to.
Better to do.
Yes, exactly.
Still.
Railways also exist. They creep along the fringes of the country, mostly the southeast. So Melbourne to Sydney takes 17 and a half hours. Brisbane to Sydney takes 23 hours. There are breaks in the gauges, so there's occasionally you can get stuck.
Scenic fire vampire attacks every hour on the hour.
There are steamships. That can take you along, hugging the coast to take you in the other cities. Those are probably a little faster, actually, than the trains, depending on the state of the trains or the railways. The automobiles are also extremely popular, and you could use them for your expedition. It's probably a good idea, actually, but of course, you fail one of those survival checks and your car breaks down. And
So it wouldn't hurt to have camels.
yes,
Are we ready to the desert, though? Do they
Yeah.
ride cars in the desert?
yeah.
Well,
Oh, wow.
it's not smart.
No, a lot of people did, and it can speed things up, and that's your decision. You
Get those
speed
heavy
for
duty
the
air
possibility
filters.
of breaking everything down. I mean, you can haul more stuff. You carry spares, extra fuel.
Can we have a trailer with camels in them?
You could. Depends on how.
I have 3
That's
pounds of
better than a
driving.
spare
That might
tire.
help.
And I have 6.
So we'll say you do
So-
your expedition planning now, and then in terms of in the game.
I also want a
But
big
then
damn
we'll
gun.
do the actual mechanical stuff at the end of the session. So right before, we'll end right before you go into the desert, assuming you guys don't go off some crazy tangent, as you are wont to do.
What?
Wait. As we are wont to do, or as Glancy is wont to convince you to bolt upon.
Well, I was going to say, the only really crazy tangent, because I was thinking over this, is probably Operation Banker Blackmail.
Well, yeah. All right, fair enough.
That actually was somewhat relevant.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. We made Ross pull a bunch of stuff out of his ass for 1 point of credit rating.
He was entertaining. I don't care.
Well, yeah.
It was also worth
But you can do
for
it
us.
again. So, yeah. Let's see. Australia is air-minded as well. There are 30 companies by 1922 that have charter aircraft available. Regular air service exists between all the cities. So if you want to get there really fast, you could charter a plane or just rent one if you want to fly it on your own. That's fine.
Bringing camels would not help in that scenario.
Every state capital has public
Winged
transportation
camels.
system. Yeah.
That's right.
Are there any trains? Ross?
Yeah, there are
Yeah,
trains.
yeah.
I just
You
mentioned.
talked about train.
So,
the trains and planes.
So we've covered the
There's also
planes,
mail.
the trains, all in the automobiles.
telephones are in between.
cameras and radio.
Telephones only work within the city. So there's phones for Sydney itself. but they're
Telegraph
not-
lines at the train
Telegraphs
stations?
are very common too. There's actually, but they don't. They call them actually telegrams, not wires, because wires are what you use to fix fences. But yeah, in the Outback, the word spreads at the speed it is carried. It is the telegraph just runs down the. I'm reading from the book in this. The telegraph runs, it runs down the middle of northern Australia, forming communications backbone. But messages relay to station along the line, as with letter, and must wait for the addressees to pick them up. So communication between cities, don't use the regular mail. Use telegrams and whatnot. So that gives you a little sense of what kind of options you have in terms of communication. So. To talk with Dodge, while he can set up all that and get everything sent to Port Hedland once you make your spends. If you have do you have a question about the?
Actually, couldn't help but notice here that it talks about photographic plates of the city.
Yes. Powell showed them at the lecture in New York City. He took them with him. So.
Are there any duplicates?
Prints.
Let's say.
Would Dodge have them?
Since
Dodge has. They took photos of the photos to have copies. So yeah, you can see them. They're a little grainier, or they're a little more blurry.
Zoom and enhance.
You got photography?
As a matter
Actually,
of
I
fact,
You can make a spend.
You guys have seen them before. I mean, I realize it's been months both out of character and in character at this
Right.
point, but do you remember anything important?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay. You could try and because there are some of the photos show that there are carvings, symbols on these stones.
it's worth it.
All right.
All right.
Zoom and enhance.
You see the symbol. You can work some magic in the dark room, and you can.
That's what they're going.
I'm not going to try and explain the photographic processes. I'm not that. But yeah, you
It
can.
was just a strange choice of phrasing.
Okay, fair enough.
Why is
you
that
zoom
red
in.
light in there?
Yeah.
Reasons.
You actually can make a Cthulhu Mythos spend.
Okay. I will do that.
You take a point of stand. You recognize the symbols. They're written in the Clavis Somnus. You recognize them. From other places, they are written in the language of the Great Race. The ones that are connected to the Lamplighters. This is a city. This is the diary is actually kind of laughably old. Those pillars could not. They're not 10,000 years. They're millions of years old. It is ancient beyond measure. And from the diary, it talked about finding machines that looked new. Perhaps those machines were found in the ruins and sent elsewhere, or reverse engineered from diagrams or some source of knowledge. What you don't understand? Well, actually, that is a question. Those machines. The diary looked brand new, those stones were eroded with time, and so anything in that city is ancient beyond measure. They would not be brand new. They would not be. The metal would not be perfect. It would be pitted. It would be eroded,
Much like the stone.
Yeah. So how do they get brand new machines?
Nazis.
Could they have been made and they were also made from earthly metals, you know that, from the diary. So how did they get them, how did they get new machines made with ancient technology, made with earthly metals? It is, that's something about that doesn't add up. So that's your clue there. So there you go. But realizing you will be heading there does not fill you with
Warm fuzzies.
Yeah, warm fuzzies. So there's your
I can't read
point.
this, but hey, Lieutenant, come take a look at these.
You
Can I use the eye and get something extra, or would that
I
be?
just figured you had Aclo
I do have Aclo.
this is no
or
the
Narcotic.
I have Narcotic.
you can't. There's not enough of them for you to be able to translate it. You're looking. It's at an angle. You recognize individual characters, but not.
Is there a way to make the image 3-dimensional that we can walk through it? Then
No, because it's a copy of a copy.
Or I'm grasping at straws, but if I held these and tried dreaming about it, would that get any information? Wow.
And leave it to Aaron to come up with the most dangerous option.
Does it make clue dust?
Have you met the Darlingtons?
No,
Ross, you're not biting at this?
not yet.
I've served this to you on a silver platter, man.
No, there will be a better chance. Actually,
And the ball is low and over the plate.
you do feel the phrase Randolph Shipping actually comes to mind as you try to dream about it. So there's some sort of connection there.
We know that.
Yeah. Well, it's pretty
Darwin
emphasized.
again from Sydney.
Darwin is
Pretty freaking far.
It's Australia. Nothing is close to anything else.
yes.
Sydney's here, Darwin's there.
I'm not gonna.
Well, I think the point is that we have a month,
you're down
so maybe
here,
we need to go visit
and
Darwin.
Darwin's there. Port Hedland is here. So,
And that's where.
but you have a month. It would take you just a couple days to get to here.
And that's
with
out
Seaman.
near where McWare was.
Yeah.
Kundudgery.
I'm
He
buying
wrote
some
that
of
in his
this.
note.
Yes.
Because this is
Cutting Cudgery.
yeah.
Cutting Cudgery.
Yeah, it's apparently not a real city in any sense of the word. Like they just made it up for this book, as far as I can tell. There's a Concudgery Hill, which is in that area,
And there was a mining camp.
yeah, but they're describing it as like a full town. But anyway, you haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Spoilers. So
Also Cthulhu.
Yeah.
So there's that.
yeah, yeah. So if you can do more background in it by going to the museum, library, art gallery, your library uses and whatnot. I'll also say this is things you can do to help with the expedition. So I say you guys spend at least a day doing that, regardless. To again just get some background information and prepare for your expedition. But do you want to do any mythos or specific investigations in those places?
I mean,
about the cult or
I
anything?
would like to visit all three, given as I'm kind of the problem.
I assume the rest of you are going to have a little tour.
Yes.
So you go to the Australia Museum first.
Actually, before we do that,
Okay.
since it might be easier, can we actually use Dodge's credentials to kind of get backstage access, so to speak?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He will help.
We could just use his credentials.
It's true.
True. So we could, yeah.
Well,
Visiting
yeah.
scholar from Arkham
This
University.
is Australia too. Also in the 1920s, there aren't many academics here. Period, and they're pretty kind of laid back because Australia is very sparsely populated.
Also beer.
There's like 400,000 people on the continent total. So I mean, there's just
What?
Plus, to be perfectly frank, if you get an academic talking about their topic, they will love you forever anyway.
yeah, pretty much. They want validation.
I'm used to listening to people.
Dodge, if he knows. And, so in here it references a Jack Kubaraga.
Jock. But yeah.
Does he know that person? Or L?
He's kind of dead now.
Let's see here. Yes, Jock is dead. No one. The body was not found. You do find out from Dodge when
Jock is dead to
it's
begin
not very common for the government to actually investigate or even record the deaths of poor prospectors or workers. They just, it's just
So it's just like back home.
And what is an abos?
that is the
That's
Racism.
derogatory
that's
racist.
that's the N word for
That's
indigenous
the
people.
pluralization of
Yeah.
the racist term.
No,
For,
no, it's fine. Now that we know that's one of the things I had to learn. It's like, oh, they're Australian people are racist too. Yeah, we all know that.
basically,
Not all
anything
of
that
them.
was the result of British colonialism is
Yeah.
racist. So,
Pretty much. But as Americans, we are sheltered about racism around the rest of the world. And
It exists!
yeah.
I got the shock of my life talking to an old Canadian woman on a flight like
Oh,
2
wow.
years ago. So apparently Jamaicans are to blame for everything. So in Toronto.
You should ask Robin Laws about that.
Yeah.
You've changed Canada.
Yeah. It's a 1920s campaign. We can't not, acknowledge, racism was hell bad then.
It was a thing.
So, Jock is dead. There would be no government records about him.
Other than that parking ticket?
Let's see here. L.
Looks like a surveyor.
Yes.
Strangely no public
surveyor.
drunkenness, but Australia, so it's assumed.
Yeah.
There's a ticket for that.
Cocoa powdered almonds.
There's a ticket for not being drunk in public.
If it's not important, you don't have to.
Yeah, no, they're like, again, the way they organize information, they don't specifically explain every single little reference in these things. So, but they'll mention it like 5 pages later on. Like the whole thing about Shadows of Yog-Sothoth is like mentioned in one paragraph in one thing in New York. It's easy to overlook. So, yeah.
Are we supposed to go to the Juju house?
The Juju house would have given me more information, but it's
Can we
fine.
just burn it to the ground when we're done
A little
here?
late for you. Can go back to New York.
It's really hard to extract the information when you do that.
You just call somebody else up. Yes.
It's cathartic, though.
Oh, you need that place burned down? Yes. Yes. With a big flaming D for Darlington.
Wow. So, yeah, you go to the Australian Museum. They have a lot of indigenous
Moving
art
on.
holdings, and including depictions of a great entity with bat-like wings and a 3-lobed red eye.
Well, that's a surprise.
Yes. 3-lobed, an eye split into 3 sections. One
bad.
eye, 3 little parts to it.
It's bad.
So between person and fly.
Yeah. Those of you with Cthulhu Mythos, for 0 points, you recognize that as
It's
one
the Haunter of the
of the
Dark.
masks of Nyarlathotep, the Haunter of the Dark. For a spin, though, you can get information about it. The name is free, but of course that will be sanity wrenching.
I did it the last time.
Sanity,
I call
not
not it.
stability.
Sanity, yeah. 'Cause
Okay, I will make the spend.
All right. You know the Haunter in the Dark very well. You've heard
Personally, yeah, TV
stories
shows.
about it. You've had dreams about it.
We got a signal for him back on them.
Well, that's the thing. It is connected to a particular artifact. Yes, a gem of some sort. You don't remember exact name, but you do know that the Haunter of the Dark is
Quantum Gemerald.
fears the light. It can only attack you in total darkness.
Or Sidorak.
Even a lightning bolt can save you from it. But
Hence why it's in the middle of nowhere in Australia. No light pollution.
But it
Also
is
lightning.
It can it can appear anywhere at any time, although it has particular haunts. But it is attracted to this gem, a cursed gem. But yes, it is.
It's like
Yeah.
it is a single specific gem.
But as long as you
No,
have
not
some
even type.
source of
It
light,
is
you will be
one.
safe from it. But it has some sort
Reports real in
of
there.
ability to wreak havoc with light. It just light of candles will blow out.
What about electric torches?
You don't know. The stories don't mention that. They're ancient
Yeah.
stories before the creation of electricity.
What about like shattering a mythical glass eye?
Well, you're welcome to test that theory if push comes to shove. So.
Know how this character's gonna die.
Lightning rods.
Lightning rod.
There are also in the Polynesian collection, as you seem to be very interested in occult and esoteric things. They show you the curator there is quite eager to show off one of their other prizes of their holdings, which are these ancient stone blocks with odd carvings. They
Shaped like what, Ross?
Well, there are the carvings look like there are humanoid figures on them, but they seem to have fish heads on them.
Are they roly or poly? These fish heads?
You recognize them. They must have been dredged up from an ancient sea, from the bottom of the sea. The blocks
plugging
supposedly
the hole.
come from a sunken city in which a god sleeps. A common notion throughout all Polynesia.
Are you trying to breadcrumb us back to Shadows of Yog-Sothoth?
It's in their holdings. They have it. So.
Do they look like the fish-headed people we came across on the boat?
Yes, they do. And there are and Sean, you do recognize the carvings in Aklo. There are messages in them.
Sweet, what they say.
It'll take you some time to read them. Do you want to
Fine,
translate?
I'll do that.
Okay, that'll take you time. You can gain a point of Cthulhu Mythos and lose another point of sanity.
So I'm at a max of 2. I've spent 1, and I'm at. There we go.
This block is an offering to a tribe for their gifts they have given to the people, and it describes an incantation to receive blessings from the people's high priest, which you can attempt to try if you want.
But not if you don't want to have violent fishman sex.
No, it's something. It'll give you a gift of wisdom in your dreams.
Darlington. No.
I don't read that.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good idea.
I can translate it for you here.
So that was at the art museum?
Yes, that was the Australian Museum. There's also the State Library and the Art Gallery. So at the library, they...
Sure, we'll go to that one next.
Yeah, well, or you can go to the Art Gallery.
No, that's fine. I
Yeah.
was just...
You mentioned Professor Dodge's name, and you're allowed in.
Dodge sent me.
Anyone can make a point of library use. Spend that.
I will go ahead and do that.
All right.
Thanks, Aaron.
You find some monographs and other scholarly documents recording the songs and legends of the indigenous people.
These are the songs of my people.
Yes, there are songs. They are really into songs. They talk about the great sandy desert of Western Australia. There's a city beneath it that was built by gods who were vanquished by the wind itself.
So this is the song cycle
Yes.
we were talking about.
Yes,
15 minutes ago.
you find specific references to it. That the wind itself was sealed up. When the gods fled the city, they sealed the wind into it.
They took Beano.
It was a tomb. But the gods themselves are still alive, but they no longer lived in their city. So the city became a trap, and the song specifically mentions to avoid it. For the wind would kill
Those that bad, eh?
Well, it actually does mention a hunter who would enter into it and was torn apart by the wind. It does also mention one unusual thing. The wind had footprints. It would leave
Like footprints.
Well, it would leave strange footprints, unlike any other creature, but it could not be seen. So you mentioned whatever this is, it leaves footprints. So that's your clue for that.
Hello. This film is on the importance of not being seen.
Yes.
Python quotient achieved.
Finally, at the art gallery, there is a bark painting, again indigenous art, depicting a dying man, his body bloated and black. There are figures surrounding it with small, jagged clubs.
Pinata!
Yeah, pretty much. This is obviously a depiction of a ritual sacrifice by the cult.
Really?
Bad worshippers, yeah. It is a very old piece, but there's no idea to understand. There's no science yet to identify its age. It is very dried out, you know. And then, yeah. So you're getting a sense of what the cult is like. I will give you guys a 4-point pool. Actually, I'll give you a 6-point pool on actions related to fighting the cult of the bat.
Bat pool.
So this is about sneaking up, about fighting them, or that kind of thing. Or
It's not going to be enough for us.
well, it's a bonus pool. All right, you guys prepared. You spend some points to learn more.
I call
about
guano.
So yeah, did you actually write down the incantation that you learned?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
It's in a notebook.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You don't know what it does.
Nope.
Yep.
Well, I have a vague idea considering I translated it.
Yeah. No. It's something about receiving the blessing of the high priest or a priest of the people, which you know the people are the fish heads. You know so.
Opioid/Bactrian.
So, you spend the next 2 days looking through that, and then preparing for the expedition. Dodge will need a month to get everything shipped over there. We'll figure that out, how much exactly you spend at the end, like I said. So you guys, you do know Darwin would be where Randolph Shipping is located, so you can take a detour there. You can tell Dodge off, we just want to see more of the country before we head on. We'll take the scenic route, basically, instead of the more direct southern.
So we're going to go to yet another port city.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Every city you're visiting is a port city.
Because it's
It
Australia.
is international
Yeah.
travel in the 20s. I
Yeah.
mean,
And it's Australia.
Well, Kudgery is not a port city because it is a...
because it's not a real city.
because it's like all of 50 miles inland.
Yeah, it's actually, Kudgery Hill is actually 313 kilometers away from Port Hedland, according to the internet, but,
Or I could just screw it all and head for the giant red rock.
head into the desert immediately. That's fine. That's a great idea.
No.
Let's go have another warehouse adventure. It's been great so far.
Actually, the warehouses have been pretty good to us.
Yeah.
Ports, not so much.
Which is weird, because that's where we find the warehouses. Oh, well.
So you take another few days. It's actually kind of restful. So
Can we regain stability while it's restful?
That reminds me.
That's a good question. Do any of you have shrink?
Wrong game. I have psychoanalysis.
Psychoanalysis, yeah, you can spend
Could we
that.
contact sources of stability?
You can do that once per chapter, so you could do that now if you wanted to.
How many points would I get from it?
3.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Who are you contacting? And how?
I'm going to telegraph Sergeant Smythe,
Okay.
who actually lives in Sydney.
Oh, okay. Or you could have visited him while you're in Sydney, so that would have worked.
Oh, we're still in Sydney? We didn't
Well,
leave for
I mean,
Darwin already?
you spent a few days
You
there.
can't
Okay.
spend the whole day in the art museum. You meet him for dinner. It's fine.
Is it possible to actually
More
regain
like
any of the sanity
beers.
back, or is it just stability?
Sanity you
It's
only
Australia,
regain
so
back
yes.
for defeating the
Defeating
mythos.
mythos creatures. Okay.
So,
Like in-
or
Dinner,
thwarting
Australian
evil,
for beer.
So,
Okay.
Yep.
so if you... Yeah, there are sanity rewards in this adventure.
Okay, no, it's fine.
Or anything supernatural related that you defeat
I'd
or
like to
overcome.
officially apologize to Australia for insinuating that you all really, really love drinking.
Is that really an insult?
I don't know that needs to be apologized for.
Yeah.
Fair point.
I would apologize for if any Australian accents I attempt. I apologize in advance. So you head out. Are you taking the plane or are you taking a steamboat?
Plane.
Why do you want to give Ross the power of the plane?
We haven't done a plane yet.
I don't have a plane. I don't have a
and-
plane adventure ready for you off the top of your head. So
And-
you are lucking out in that respect.
Displaning at an airport is probably much less likely to have us spotted in a crowd by some random cultist than disembarking at a port.
That's true, because there are no crowds at airports in the 20s. We would be the only people
Exactly.
getting off.
I know.
Compared to ports.
That was my point.
I know, but we'd be easier to spot because there
But
are no
one's gonna
crowds.
Be there.
But nobody expects it.
This is not the Spanish Inquisition. Somebody will expect it.
Yeah, and if you want to weigh in, Melissa.
I'm all for taking a plane.
I'm really worried this is going to turn into Flight of the Phoenix if we do this, but
If so, then we
whatever.
can move on to whatever
and
the
I have
next game
mechanical
is.
repair. We can get it back up.
Wow.
That's what she
Using
said.
your bones.
Aaron is anonymous.
I have 8 points of mechanical repair. The cherry for that is just kick it,
Wow.
which means you can do a
You're going to
mechanical-
drop kick the plane to Darwin.
You do a mechanical repair check instantly.
I wish I had prepared a plane adventure.
All right, let's take the plane.
There is a plane adventure. I have one. I just didn't.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
I'm
so-
Bob Newhart as a mouse screaming that I'd rather have taken the train.
For next session, I would.
That was kind of an obscure Disney reference. I appreciate that. So
All right. So you are you actually going to pilot it, or are you going?
Well, I don't have piloting.
Does anyone
Okay.
have piloting?
Nope.
No, so we'll
Okay.
hire
I
someone.
cool.
All right. We'll take a point of credit rating to for the group.
I'll do
Spend
it.
All right.
No, I'll do it.
Well, I
I got-
haven't suggested.
I've got 4. I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll eat it this time.
You're a really rich police lieutenant. I just want to say that.
Trust fund data.
He's like, first son's going to government, second
It's
son's
currency
going to the
exchange,
clergy,
so-
third sons go be detectives, fight cults. That's how the British aristocracy works, right?
I thought you were American.
No, he's Scotland Yard.
Oh, right. Sorry.
You're right, man.
I think.
Gee,
Yes,
I'm sorry. Being Columbo fooled
We
me.
have 2 American.
Balumko.
All right,
No copyright infringement intended.
pilot does well. He got a 7.
Oh, good.
So,
And your grandson, Fred
it's
Navage.
a bumpy flight. Probably is that your first flight of your character's lives? Maybe.
I'm
I
really attention to
puke.
it.
No,
Rich,
you would've.
rich, academic, but whatever.
Cop.
three
I
brothers.
throw up.
3
All
brothers.
right, you can just throw up.
And I had 3 brothers in the RAF, so they took me.
I puke all over that one.
No, they have barf bags even by 1925. They have researched the technology to
Yeah,
put
athletics
bags-
to affix the bag to your face before you get to me. It's like, nope.
And now I'm imagining that in the tech tree of an RTS.
Yes.
build more farms to research bath bags.
You must construct
Hold
additional
on. Damn it! Why did
Require more Vespine gas.
Leonard Nimoy have to die before he could make that line?
Oh. All right, so you arrive at Darwin
soon.
in less
I
than
know
a
I
day.
make that one. Leonard Nimoy.
Remarkable time.
Is anyone at the airport? Is there a crowd waiting for the plane?
You can give me a sense
For this chartered plane? Do we see any people?
Of course, there's a couple of people. I mean, they're working at the airport.
Never mind.
Okay, are they staring at us?
They're looking at your plane. They're not like they don't look especially shifty or anything.
Can we just shoot them now and be done with it?
Well, that's between you and your gun.
I don't have a gun yet. I can't shoot them.
Oh, we didn't get guns.
We'll get them in Darwin because it's more rural than Sydney.
Yes, Darwin itself is a town of a few thousand people. You did a little background investigation on it. It is the biggest city for more than 1,000 miles in all
I read the
directions.
almanac.
Proximity to East Asia and a gold rush 50 years before gives Darwin a racial diversity rare in Australia. There's quite a few immigrants. There's
And they're actually much more tolerant.
yeah.
Up until World War II, and then it hits the fan.
Yeah, no,
The Japanese try to bomb.
there's also, there's like a Japanese pearl divers, Malay pearl divers that compete with each other, and there are, there's quite a few Asians.
Vicious underwater pearl knife duels.
Well, pearls are worth good money, so. It is a rowdier town.
I guess we could stay and
They're
bet
useful
money
for
on the pearl
identify
divers.
spells.
It is a sweltering tropical. It is tropical, by the way, not deserty. Here, it is a tropical shanty town full of brawls. Brawls and shady adventures and
That
fast
too.
money. There are plenty of bars and places to gather information if you wanted to make streetwise checks. Or spin streetwise, sorry. And then, of course, Randolph Shipping is out on the docks.
Does Johnny work there still?
You don't know. The easiest, there is a pub you can hang your hats at. Bertram's Outback Inn. You can, so I'll say you can get a room there.
I want a bloomin' onion.
This is not that Australia. It is.
There is no Australia like that.
I know this is not fictional American corporate Australia. So.
It's just fictional American imaginary elf game Australia.
All right, fair enough.
It's better than German imaginary Mexico where corn dogs are on the menu.
Yeah, so if you want to make streetwise spins, you can.
I don't install the game, but I want elaboration.
You arrive in Randolph. You arrive in
Make
the
it
early
a-
evenings. So
Let that
Randolph
go to
Shipping
your
is probably
tacos.
shut down for the day. So you can wait until morning to go talk to them. Or
No, we're going to break in. You know how we roll, Roz.
We could send one or two people in to kind of scope out,
Yeah,
in an
Or-
innocent manner.
We could be oblique about this.
you could do that.
Or opaque.
yeah.
No.
Actually, what time of the day
We
is
call
it?
the Chamber
Early
of
evening.
Commerce.
They're leaving. Is there anybody at the warehouse? Just
So you're going there first? Well, I assume you check in at the pub.
you check out
your
but
some luggage or whatever.
afterwards, management, other dock workers just
All right.
getting extra hours in.
You go there. It is shut down. There's a guy leaning on the side of it, smoking. You don't know if he works there, or if he's just
Do we have a pack of beers with us?
You make a
Since we
streetwise
stopped
spin
at the pub.
you can make a streetwise spin to have bribe some people and get some information.
Would bargain work instead?
Bargain would work, yeah. If you want to get some.
There we go.
All right.
It's done.
So you're talking to the guy, the passerby. He does not work there. He was actually a fisherman who was just. But he does
Making some overtime holding up this wall.
Yeah, no. You ask him about Randolph Shipping. He's like, "Oh, Randolph, that bastard, drunken fool. I'm not sure his company stays in business. It's down to one employee now.
Really?
Yeah.
What might that fool's name be?
Billy. I can't remember. his last
Why am I
name.
not surprised it's Billy?
Yeah.
Hey!
Oh, he's Billy's.
Billy?
Yeah. He's indigenous. He's one of them. I don't know. He's a good worker, actually. He probably is the only reason why that company hasn't gone down yet. Because Randolph, he spends most of his days drinking. They don't do much business now. They don't ship hardly anything. They've stopped taking in customers. Says he's got some exclusive client. Listen to him putting on air.
Is there lots of treasure that gets dredged up from the bottom of the ocean?
What? No. Well, the pearls, but the pearl divers, they'll cut your throat. Rather than you taking having more competition. There's more of them coming in every day, just trying to get a decent job. I guess there's not much work there.
A piece of the oyster. No.
But yeah.
What? Don't look at me like that. It's better than the ska band.
But yeah, so it's. So if you what's your business with them?
Actually, that was my Blue Oyster Cult. We weren't really good at names.
Yeah. If you're looking to expand into, I assume if you're looking to buy out, this would be, it's a good building, it's a good location. I assume that's why you're here. What else would you be talking about him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are
But
very
Randolph's,
interested.
he's a mean bastard. If you're wanting to get him to sign anything, make sure you get him real drunk first. But he's really abusive when he does that, which is most of the time. So I don't know.
I think we can handle
Is
him.
he a
abusive
private
drunk.
drinker, or does he hang out in the pub most of the time?
So clearly he's not a
Sometimes
happy
not
drunk.
lately. Yeah, he's been drinking alone most of his time. He's getting. Yeah, he used to be go down to the bars quite often, but not so much.
Cherchez la femme.
Yeah. What? Anyway. Yeah, to be honest, I think his clients are more illegal now, doing contraband, trying to get around customs and whatnot. There's a lot of money in smuggling gold out of here. I know that. But you didn't hear that from me. I don't want to get crossways with him. Certainly probably not whoever his clients are.
And your name is?
Steve.
Well, Steve.
Yeah.
Thanks for your help.
Yeah. So you get that's.
Actually, could we have him give us a tour of the area?
There's the bar. There's the docks. There's Franklin's shipping, where if you want something legitimately shipped, that's where you go. And there's Randolph. Oh, look, the tour's over. Thanks for the beer.
Just
Randolph is here
make
now?
sure to not do single.
No, this is you're still talking to Steve. Randolph, he doesn't.
Make sure
Steve
to
doesn't.
do single.
He said there's Randolph.
Randolph Shipping,
Oh, okay.
because it is named after him.
Does he know any real estate agents?
No. He's a fisherman. He doesn't deal with that. So you get that information from him. He eventually wanders off. What's your next move? You can,
Not entirely unrelated.
you could wait until the docks are clear, or you can see an opening to try and break in. It is a, let's see here.
Should we go buy guns first?
Well, you could do that, yeah.
Why are we progressing directly to B&E?
I don't know. Why are you?
I'm just saying, should we buy guns before we go anywhere?
Well,
Yeah.
to buy, the normal gun store is closed down for the night, so you
Let's
can
not
buy.
steal guns.
We're not stealing
I go buy
guns.
guns while they're interrogating.
Okay.
What's his ass?
So point is streetwise.
Steve.
Yeah.
I don't have streetwise.
Steve?
Anyone want to give me a hookup?
For what?
We need.
Guns.
No, what do you need pool-wise?
Streetwise.
I can spend one.
There you go.
And can spot the hookup for.
Steve sent me.
Jeez. So yeah, no, he. You can, with 1 point of crowd rating, you can get 4 revolvers. Or
Why
you can
can't we
get,
have 5?
Oh, wait, there are 5 of us.
Yeah.
Well, it's what can we get for a little bit more? Can we get rifles or anything else?
For 2 points, you can get 5 revolvers and a shotgun.
5 revolvers and a shotgun.
Yeah, for 2 points.
Who wants the shotgun?
So the shotgun to revolver conversion is 3 to 1.
Yeah.
Yay, Matt.
Anyway, so you can do that if you want.
All right, I will spend
Screw
2.
fiat currency.
This is
We're
a-
going to gun.
This is a double barrel shotgun, not any pump action, so breech loading. Just for your information, so you can only fire 2 at a time, or both at once. And he has bird shot with it. It is to get. You could get, I guess, a couple of shots of buckshot, which is the man killing, sort of thing. Bird shot does less damage, is what I'm saying. D6 -1.
Unless you're shooting a bat's wings out.
Well, yeah, no, it would be really good for that if you want to go hunting bats, which no one does. But
Actually, never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay silent.
I used to shoot wombats back on.
Those are womp rats, not wombats.
I know.
All right. Anyway.
It was sort of a joke.
Okay,
Roll with
fair
it.
enough.
These Lucas revisions are getting out of control.
All right. So you spend some time to get some armaments.
He's now Meow Skywalker, a hilarious cat.
What is your next move? Are you?
Well,
You could wait till morning to talk to them.
So
Legitimately.
we each have a revolver. Who has the shotgun on top of a revolver?
Who has a lot of firearms?
I have 10.
I have
Margot.
that. Margot gets the guns.
I don't know. Should have expected that, really.
Yeah, and you can bring them back with you to Sydney or wherever you
have
go
to
because
go
there's no TSA and there's no X-ray scanners to go back to airport. Yeah, your point.
I don't know that we
to
want to
a
get
flight-
back on a plane because now you've had time to plan.
No, it's in a different book. I didn't bring that book. All right, if it was at home, I would go and get it and look it up. But you guys oh no, we'll play Chop Out. Deprive me of all my books. I see how it is.
do we know?
Played.
Well, do we know where? Sorry,
Randall?
Randall. Thank you. Is currently at? Is he at his house or is
You
he?
do not know. You would have to ask around. Steve the fisherman did not know where he is.
Did he list a bar that he frequents?
There was actually Bertram's Outback Inn is sort of the biggest bar and meeting hall in town, or at least among the dock.
We can get your bloomin' onion.
It was written in 1906. Anyways. So I think the original Australia Chat was written in the 80s, so well before Outback, the franchise. So
Wow.
you could ask around there for 0 Point Streetwise. You could get his address. Yeah.
So
Anyone with Streetwise could get it. If you wanted,
For a 0 point spend.
yeah.
Sure.
All right, so you go back to the inn. You get some more beers, get a little more drinking. You ask about talking to Randolph because you're interested in buying his company, and people are like, yeah, no, we get rid of that asshole. That'd be great. He's got a great building, and he doesn't there's only so much space on this. Yeah,
Tracks.
it's kind of a bottleneck on the docks. He
wait, is he
only has one private client, and he doesn't. He takes up a prominent place on the docks.
one private client has a huge warehouse and money that inexplicably comes in. This guy is 1920s Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah, pretty much. Randolph has an apartment nearby. They give you the address, so so you can go visit him tonight if you want to. He will probably be passed out drunk or angry and drunk. There's a lot of drinking involved in his life.
Well, in the former, then we can just tie him up and ask him questions when he wakes up. In the latter, we can claim self-defense.
Well, are we still going by the Mormon disguise?
I think we can ditch that in Darwin now.
I didn't.
You've been drinking for quite some time.
I didn't realize how paranoid we were gonna be.
If we were going to be Catholic missionaries, we could have gotten quite drunk and been fine. But Mormons, I think that's a bit of a stretch.
So,
So, what's really,
well, we can.
so we've got a breadcrumb from Singh in Kenya, right? That's
Yes.
what we're going on?
Yeah.
He received items that were shipped from here.
Okay.
So, what we can do is kind of split the difference and that have.
Also, I think you got some information from London about that at some point.
Yeah.
Well, the Ivory
the-
Wind
the shipping
left
company
from
we got
London,
from London,
and it
too.
was going to stop here.
Yeah.
In Darwin.
Once might be a coincidence, but not twice.
Right.
So we could go there. I could act as though I'm interested in the interested party in purchasing the company. See if we can bargain or at least get him talking if he's up for it, and then we can have a half of the team standing by in case it needs to go into full B&E.
Why are we not more worried about his one employee?
I'm worried about the one employee,
Okay.
but I don't have a name to go off of the one.
Billy.
Oh, Billy.
Well, Billy, but
Billy.
We could ask
Billy-
around about
Billy, who
Billy.
works for Randolph Shipping. It's a town of a few thousand people.
okay, I will give you that now because Billy is a fairly common name,
Well,
I'm
I think
sure.
we can
But
ask about Billy and the guys of we've heard he's a good worker. Maybe we should keep him on.
exactly.
That's
All right.
genius.
Yep. That will work in. You no spend for that
Because clearly Billy is what's holding
sleeps
everything
at the
up.
warehouse. He is indigenous, so
There we go. That's useful information.
he lives there, and he's got that place all to himself. So he
Wait, the Fishman prayer.
yeah.
Bill is going to kill us all.
What?
Not you, the other Bill.
Billy.
Maybe keep calling him Billy just to keep things clear, okay? Because, well, yes, not yet.
Billy Billabong.
That's actually more complicated.
Okay.
That's like, who are you? I'm Billy West. That's a fake name if I ever heard one.
All right. So what is your plan? You can wait till morning for him to show up, and you'll probably be more sober.
No, I say we get him passed out or angry drunk.
Okay.
Well, I don't think we should all
What's the advantage of him at all?
Yeah, what do we want?
Well,
Because he
Billy
could
may
tell
not
us if
know where
Billy
things
can, like,
come
shed
from.
his skin and rip our souls from our bodies.
Do you think he's going to after you break into his apartment?
well, we're not breaking in. We're just.
We could torture him.
Do any of you have any? Let's see.
I have interrogation. Lots
You
of
have to
points.
have leverage.
Does anybody have anthropology?
Yeah.
All right, for 0
Yes.
points, this guy has been shipping enough stuff out to cultists that he has to know at least something about what's going on. He's had to. I mean, there's no way.
There
that he
wasn't
would
a
be totally
question
in
that
the
he
dark.
knew. It's whether or not he would tell us is what Bill was...
Well, that's the
No,
thing.
I'm saying what angle do we have at all other than, So you're going to go in
Well, for
and
0
threaten
point-
the angry drunk with death.
Well, that's the thing. You don't know his disposition, so you do know that there could be a variety.
Yes, we do. Angry or asleep.
Well, this is what they've told
We were
me.
going to offer to buy
You
his
don't know what
company.
his disposition towards the cult is. He could be a cultist himself. He could be someone who's afraid of the cult and doing it because they're going to kill him if they don't do it. He could be
Or he's
someone,
more afraid of the fish.
yeah, you don't know. You could
Whistle him up and let's see.
be a mercenary who's only doing it for the money. You don't know how he feels towards the cult. So until you know that, you don't know how you could leverage him or approach him to give up information. You could, of course, try to trick him do the Columbo thing or something like that. So just one last thing. Yeah.
Or, we could go in pretending to be his new cult handlers.
Wow, yeah, no, that's... but remember what Caleb said last session, never go in asking about the thing you want to know about, just do it at the end, so...
One more thing, sir.
Yeah, one more thing.
Inspection.
Yeah,
So.
Occult inspection.
you could...
Colts.
We hear,
I love the bureaucratic nature. Yeah, it would.
we hear your blood seals are not up to code.
We'd like to check your documentation for ISO 9000 certification.
Wow.
You should be shot for that right now.
Whatever, Ross is going to run the laundry sometime. You better get used to it now.
No, yeah, he's not wrong.
Damn it.
So, with that in mind, you could try and pass yourself off as another member of the mass, one of the cults of Nyarlathotep. Like, you could pose as the Gavigan Foundation.
Pinhu. Gavigan.
Ran the Pinhu.
Pinhu Foundation, Gavigan.
I mean, I guess we can found a new one
that's-
named in honor of Gavigan.
Yeah. So
They
that's
claim we didn't get a shipment, and we're really angry about that, and so we went to the source.
It's supposed to be on the manifest, and it's not here.
yeah.
Okay.
You could do that.
I just liked something better than...
We could do that with both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just have this bad tendency to,
Go in without a
break
plan.
B&E first,
Explain ourselves later.
figure out objective later.
Let's just do BSE, bullshit.
All right. So are you
I
going to
just
wait?
want-
Are you going to go
yeah.
to him tonight, or are you going to wait till morning?
Surprise inspection.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right.
We just got here. We're so pissed we can't
So are all of you heading to his apartment?
well, we've heard he's an angry drunk, so...
I would not do
probably-
the Scooby-Doo thing here.
No.
No.
Okay. So who's going?
All of us.
Well, you just said not do the Scooby-Doo thing, and they all go
Let's
together.
split up, gang.
That's not funny.
Well, at
It was
first,
an episode title, Ross.
all right. Jesus.
It happened in every episode.
Well, they started
Of every
together and then they
series.
split up. You're at the start of the episode. Let's go talk to the carnival.
No, we're at the point to where we need to start luring these two with Scooby snacks. That's what's happening here.
Their characters last a long year to Scooby snacks.
I know, that's why they need to be lured with Scooby snacks. They know better.
All right, so you all head up. He lives on the 3rd floor of a poorly maintained tenement building.
Good.
He obviously, whatever, if he's getting money, he's not
Less
spending
attention.
it on his own lifestyle.
He's spending it on booze. We know
Apparently,
that.
yeah.
That's lifestyle.
So you get to his door. You don't hear anything. So you knock on it. There's silence. So you can try the door. You can
Open up in the name of Cthulhu. No.
Anyway, wrong great old one. So
Gosh.
do you try the door, or are you going to knock louder, or what?
How would ballsy cultist inspectors do this?
They would barge straight
They would
in.
just bust the door in.
All right,
Yeah.
the door is unlocked actually. So
And now it's ajar.
and now
The power of Yog-Sothoth compels you.
apparently. So you throw open the door.
Have you heard the
you
word
see,
today?
slumped at the kitchen table, over the kitchen table, is Toddy Randolph,
His
middle-aged.
name, he's a drunk named Toddy.
Yes.
Irony.
Yeah.
He's obviously not hot.
And
Well, it's
He's
tropical
hot-headed.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
check it and see.
They do call him Hot Toddy because he's an angry drunk. No.
climate. He's asleep, so we have an opportunity here. Unless there's something else in the room you'd like to describe
the
to
bottles
us.
of booze, that kind of thing.
He's not holding a gun or anything.
You do see a gun on a nearby nightstand.
I go
Handkerchief?
Revolver.
Is loaded?
It is loaded. With
So is
one
he.
bullet.
One bullet, huh?
Yeah. Looks like it was on the not on like 3 chambers from firing. So
Russian roulette here.
maybe you
They
don't know. Maybe he's there's also some bullets on the floor. Maybe he's just really bad at loading ammo. So.
Like used.
Yeah, they're not.
No, like bullets, not
Oh,
like
okay.
spent casings.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he's asleep. He's passed out. There's a woman down the hall who opens her door and looks and sees you guys looking in, then quickly closes it. She's not very stealthy, so you.
Wait, she's
notice
in
it.
his apartment?
No,
Or
in the
this
next
is like-
apartment down.
Oh, okay.
Nosy neighbor. So
Okay.
middle-aged woman. So
Like the woman across the street in Bewitched.
yeah.
We could have fun with this.
So she closes her doors. Doesn't seem to want to have any part of that, but she noticed you. So what do you do?
Okay, we've got an opportunity here.
A golden opportunity.
Yeah. So
Tie him up and search the room.
I was thinking more the shock and awe approach of,
Break his
have
legs
our
and search the room.
lines worked out, wake him up, surrounded. Hello, Toddy, you've been naughty.
Do you want the full intimidation package for this too?
I mean, we're going with the whole missed shipment from the cult, right?
Right.
So this really shouldn't be just a bureaucratic.
Could that count as leverage, by the way?
Yeah, if he believes it.
So
Which
yeah,
you certainly have the information to fake it. Be plausible.
We looked
Yeah.
at the voting records and everything in London.
right.
We knew when it was supposed to be there.
Yeah. So what will it have taken to went and bought a ledger book from a from a
You can buy it from a general
store,
store. Yeah.
and fill in fill in from memories
That would be
enough
there's
so to convince
There's no
a
forgery skill
drunk.
on trail, right?
Art?
Art plus accounting.
I have both of those.
Yeah. You can stain the pages with tea to make it look more aged. You can and then with accounting you can make it look plausible. So
Okay.
that would work. You have your evidence, which would certainly work as leverage, and you certainly have enough information about the Pinyu Foundation
Right.
to make it look plausible. So that I'll say you did that in your hotel room or on the plane flight over.
Yeah.
How many points do we have in disguise left? Because
Why do we
We don't.
you don't walk around in cultist robes.
why do we need them? I mean,
We've got
He-
the book.
yeah, he's friends with nobody. He has one employee who we're probably going to end up having to off.
Unless he does have other connections.
We don't really want to mess with carrying over the pension.
Mainly,
plans
not a
when we
full
take
one,
over.
just something to cover our faces, possibly. That's the only thing I'm thinking.
Oh, I mean,
Does it
You
matter
have
if
to
we
if you're
kill him?
talking about doing it as a ski mask job,
So, that was base.
is that even disguise at that point? Or is that
There'd be
just...
preparedness to have fucking balaclavas or the equivalent thereof.
How about we go down to the general store and buy some freaking nylons?
Well, hold on
You'd
a
be
second.
prepared if they
so
might
what,
not
we're gonna
have
put them
that.
on right before we
Would
wake
we
them up?
maybe have nylons because
Yeah, well,
Well
all right.
stocked by the Lamplighters.
More than nylons a minute, am I?
Wait, Mrs. Beloved packed these in my bag?
Okay, all right, all right, fine. I'll give
4 on the prepared.
All right, yeah, you have enough nylon hose for everyone, so you can.
Bill's happens to be fishnet.
Yeah. Which,
All right, this doesn't seem to work. Why did you have
Good
these?
job there, Frankenfurter.
Mrs. Beloved could pack them. I don't know why.
Maybe she thought she was going on. Maybe she thought she was going on a second hunt.
Sean, is there something you'd like to tell us about your character?
He is a Scotland Yard detective in the 20s. He'd have to be pretty closeted.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
How long have you been working Vice?
I was going to Hong Kong. It seemed
All
like
right, so you put
try
the masks on, and you can slap him awake. I guess. Are you tying him up first? Or
Slap awake, slap awake,
or
slap
I mean,
awake.
not thoroughly, just like hands to the back of the chair, right?
Okay, so you are tying him up.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't we
Did you
just
find a
hog tie
belt?
him?
You can use
That seems more appropriate for cult interrogators.
the what?
Does it?
Hog tying him.
He'll wake up.
No.
If he doesn't answer correctly, he becomes the next ritual sacrifice. This seems like the standard internal
5 to
audit
1.
procedures.
And I have a way to intimidate him too, because we have his gun, so.
Okay, yeah, no, you have his gun. So you tie him up, hands behind his back on his chair. Then you slap him awake.
Wake up and smell the fresh coffee.
Who's your daddy?
He just jumps practically out of his skin as he sees the 5 of you looming over him.
Hello, Toddy.
What's this? What was this all about? What do
We
you
have a problem.
We don't got a problem. Why would we have a problem?
We're the local chapter of one of the groups that you've been doing business with.
What are you
You might
talking
call
about?
us the internal auditors.
For the Foundation.
What do you mean? I've been doing everything. Just doing everything.
Well, you're a businessman, right?
Yeah,
That means you can read business books, yes?
Yeah.
Well, take a look at this and tell us where this shipment went.
I shipped it. All right. Will someone spend a point of intimidate, and he will be pissing his pants.
Yeah, sorry.
I've got one.
All right. So yeah, he's for
Sorry
some
to run over
reason
your
Margot
lines
just
there.
looming at
You
him.
should have complete control over your supply chain.
Unless somebody's been skimming off from the top.
It's just me and Billy. I ain't been doing that. I got the crate that you're going to get the idols going out tomorrow. It's fine. I don't know. That shipment, I don't know what happened. I thought I put it on the boat and it went out. It's out of my hands.
Tell us more about this Billy. Was he responsible for loading it on the boat?
Billy's one of you guys. He's a lot more loyal than I'm loyal too, but he really does the whole thing. You know, he's probably praying right now. You can go pray with him. Why don't you pray with him?
So, and are the keys on him, or are they somewhere in the?
Yeah, you found the keys.
So, we'll take that look.
Okay.
But also pull up the gun. Is that everything that you're telling us?
The machine's going out too. I was just waiting for some more. The ship's coming in soon, and then the machine will go out to Shanghai like you wanted, or what Houston wanted, or whatever he calls himself. Carver.
Houston called. We have a problem.
Houston, wait, that sounds like a name I should remember or have read about.
Yeah, maybe it is.
That sounded a little too sultry for that, Rob.
I'm uncomfortable.
I got my own ledger at the warehouse. Okay, you guys, come on, don't it's going to
Do you even talk to the carver? I mean, he's out in the. I get him from the interior. He gets him, puts him on. Well, Billy's the one who picks them up. I don't even know how Billy picks them up. They just show up in the warehouse in the morning. And he wants them to ship them to that place in Shanghai. I don't remember. Like, well, just untie me. I'll take you there. You can talk to Billy. He knows it all. I'm just deals with the people. So Billy's the brains. I'm just the pretty face, so no one gets suspicious. No one would let Billy do it on his own because
What's wrong with Billy?
Well, he's not, he ain't white. That's the problem. No government wouldn't let him have a business here.
Okay, so
I don't know what it's like in London, but we're hella racist down here.
So here's the question: do we want to milk this for extra gains? Because everyone in town wants his warehouse, and I mean, while there's possibility and out here
Credit
where we
rating.
won't end up offing Billy, I don't really see it happening. And once we've committed one murder,
There's no
what's
reason not to
another?
pop guard number 2.
Exactly. So why not just put one of our names on the TOD on the deed to the warehouse?
I'm liking
Wow, you're
this.
stealing the business. All right.
Gee,
are
Ross,
Americans.
You said at
Well,
least
some of us are.
3 times
Yeah.
how much everyone wanted him gone and
Fair
thought
enough.
the warehouse was a good
Nobody will
setup.
ask any
Okay.
questions.
Fair enough.
So we'll.
Billy, or not Billy, Toddy.
Yeah.
The organization has decided it's time to take out a little extra insurance on your cooperation.
Well,
Unless you want
I've
to
done
cash in your
everything you
pension
asked.
plan
I
early.
ain't even spent the money you
And
gave
it seems
me.
like you're
I know,
willing
it's
to gamble it
really
away.
good.
Jeez. I ain't gambling, I'm just drinking it. You said I could drink. You said
We said we can drink.
When I drink, I don't have the dreams.
That's good. Having the dreams is bad. Feel free to continue drinking.
Yeah.
This is just a little bit of insurance to make sure you're motivated to keep working well for us.
Okay, what do I have to do?
Get out the deed to the warehouse.
Okay. You have to untie me first.
Tell us where it's at.
How soon do you want to cash in your retirement plan,
I think
Toddy?
it's at the warehouse. It's in my roll top desk. It's locked. It's the little key on the key ring there.
Roll the.
The roll top desk is in the warehouse.
Well, not the roll that in the warehouse, but also roll the.
Cylinder?
Thank you.
on the gun.
On the guns. Are we certain about that?
Yeah, please don't kill me.
So, well, let's see if it's your lucky day.
Okay.
Put it up. I've removed the bullet beforehand,
Okay.
so I'm just scaring the crap out of him.
All
For
right.
5 shots at least, and then the
Yeah.
6th one, it's not going to work anymore.
He screams at the top of his lungs. when
Yeah, I knew that was going to go badly.
Yeah.
So, and he jerks back so much that he not falls over in the chair.
Good.
He's like, don't kill me.
Slap
No.
him quiet.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's too soon for that. And
Yeah.
this was just a little problem.
Okay.
Just a little boo. Now, if we have to come back for a big boo,
He's just weeping. He's openly
Yeah.
weeping and incoherent at this
here,
Poor drunk
baby
times.
won his bottle.
point. Okay, so you're trying.
Damn, Bill.
Doesn't even pair like. Are you picking him up at least?
Huh? Yeah, I'm setting him
I'll
back
pick
up.
him up.
All right.
Yeah.
So you do that. Are you trying to calm him down so you can get him to talk?
I don't know if we want to talk anymore. I just
Okay.
don't want him screaming, and I would prefer if he was drunk and asleep again. By the
Okay.
time
So
we
what
left.
are your next moves?
Pour
You're
the brandy down his gullet for him, so he's tied up and asleep.
We're still 5-1, and I think we've got what we want. I'm fine with untying him.
But then he might run and scream.
He's already screamed, and there's a nosy woman across the
But
hall.
he might run and scream.
That's true.
The nosy old woman is a nosy old woman. They probably won't believe anything she says because she's probably reporting everything all the time. It's a boy who cried wolf scenario.
And
if he
also-
runs and screams, however, somebody else might pay attention.
It's a lot of ifs there.
Yeah. How about this? running and telling anyone about our little visit and our little business meeting here.
No, of course not.
That'd be a big boo, wouldn't it?
You know the first rule about Cult Club, right?
Shh, don't
Don't
say
use
the
the
C
clubs!
word.
Don't use the clubs! I saw what you did with the clubs! Oh god, don't club me to death! Oh god, no!
It's
no.
worse with the gloves.
Okay, so you're terrorizing them some more.
Are we doing anything with being sociopaths now?
Oh. Well, there's a
checking.
knock at the door.
Yeah, that figures.
Yeah.
Is there a voice to accompany the knock, Ross? Is it high pitched? Is it old?
No, it's quite deep. It is. Do we have any trouble in there?
Sir.
Toddy, how you doing? Open the door. We got some visitors, Toddy. Hello, who else is in there?
Shit.
This is the police. We have any trouble?
Cover is organized crime.
There is a window. You could climb out. It would be athletic.
I say we leave the
one that was
Yeah, you should climb down. You can parkour your way down.
Could say we're playing charades.
Wow. So what are you doing?
Ooh,
We could claim that Aaron's character is a prostitute.
he's got the Look, we're his friends. We heard he really tied one on tonight and had the DTs, and we were coming over to take care of him to make sure he didn't drown in his own puke.
Yeah, I like this.
All
A
right.
couple of us should go not be.
All right, everyone give me a sense trouble check. So
Is this going to be a real sense trouble check, Ross, or
Well,
is
that's
this a
the
fake?
mystery, isn't
I will
it?
spend 2.
You have cop talk, right?
I do have cop talk.
Good. That's going to come.
I got a
in handy.
5. What was the challenge?
So right before you all go to answer the door,
What was the challenge, Ross?
the challenge was a 4.
Okay, so I have 1 in the cherry
Is
pool.
there people
Those
so
do
we
I.
can look?
No, it's a crappy door.
Okay.
And it's a 4 to realize, oh wait, I should take the mask off. You got used to
Yeah.
having it on there.
I was.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you take it off
Stow the guns.
and you stow
mask,
the guns.
and obviously untie his hand.
he's
Well,
untied.
no,
No,
because we
could.
had to do that because he was having trouble sitting up. He's so drunk.
Yeah.
He wanted to play Russian roulette.
All right,
As
so you
evidenced
open-
by the bullets
All right,
on the
so
floor.
well, hold on. Before you get your shirt, you open the door. Who's opening the door? You are, or
You've got the cop talk, right?
all right? So
Yeah, I got
Sean.
cop talk.
You're opening the door.
Yeah.
There's
What
a
kind of
detective.
shirt
There is
put
a cop there. He has a very tired look on his face, as though he's been here many times before. And he looks. Who are all of you?
It's fine, sir. I'm Toddy's uncle, sir, and these are his friends, sir. We heard that he was in a bit of distress, sir.
Can I have your name? He takes out a notepad.
That would be,
Randall McFake name.
well, something McRandall fake name.
Okay.
Just Randolph, not McRandall.
Okay.
Yeah, that might help.
Oh yeah, fake name Randolph. No, obviously you're on his mother's side.
Yeah, that'll work. So,
Okay.
fake name, McFake name.
Give me a first name.
James.
James.
James
I like James.
Randolph. And where are you from, James?
Port Arthur.
Port Arthur. Do you have any identification on you?
Back at the hotel.
Back at the hotel, yeah.
Ah, where are you staying at?
The pub.
The other pub.
Yeah, the other pub.
You guys didn't make. Do you
The
have
kangaroo and platypus.
Do you have
How's that?
Do you have Streetwise?
I thought I was using cop talk.
No. Do you have Streetwise? You can't.
No.
To think of a pub.
I do.
You know the name of another pub. He does not. He only knows of Bertram's Outback Inn. So.
So I pipe in and say, "Aren't we staying at the what was it? The platypus and kangaroo."
All right. Yeah, the Blue Herring.
The Blue Herring.
Yeah.
And the potted steer.
Uh,
Local joke.
And who are you? Who are you?
My friend.
Your friend? And does your friend have a name?
Yes.
What is your name, ma'am?
I don't think you need that name.
I think I do.
My name is.
I heard. I had a report of him screaming bloody murder that 5 strange individuals entering his apartment.
No. He was raving drunk, as you can see by the empty bottles.
Yes, well, he is drunk.
And clearly, you've probably been here before, knowing my
Yes.
nephew.
So,
So, you know he gets a little bit
do you have
loud
a
when he
sense
gets
of honesty?
drunk. Yes, I do, Ross.
Okay. Do you want to make a spend?
Fine.
Well, you realize All right, so he's a cop. You're a cop. You realize what this isn't really. This is not about the drunk.
No,
the call
it's
per se.
never about the call.
Toddy's probably been under suspicion for smuggling and other crimes for quite some time. Something, that one perp that you just can't nail. And suddenly 5 new people show up in his house and suddenly say, oh, wow, I could finally put that bastard in jail. So he's just full on investigating you. So
this is going to be a problem.
Yep. So
no, it's fine. Roll with it.
So are you giving him a fake name?
Me.
Okay. So you get. Actually, it's easy for you because he doesn't know anything about Chinese names or very little about them. So he believes you give him the equivalent of a Jane Doe, and he believes that. Doesn't ask for your ID. What about you?
What?
What's your name? You're not from around here, are you? Well, first, are you saying anything?
Are you going friend or relative?
Or we could,
I could just make you my son if
we
I
could
have
shift
to.
this to a whole other angle.
Do you want to go there?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm thinking
Wait, we don't have to
is no. Well,
No.
not yet.
No.
Yes.
I think I know where this is going. Proceed.
So essentially, we play into the cop's suspicion. Say, all right, you got us, but obviously you want him more. So let us take care of this, and there will be enough evidence for you to keep him forever on your desk tomorrow morning.
That seems really risky.
We're going there anyway.
Actually, it could be better to pass Randolph off as the small fish, and that what the cop really wants is
Actually,
an
you
even
know
bigger
what? You guys
fish.
can't talk anymore while he's in the room. No more. There's no TACnet. There's no player hive mind while he's in the room. So, Bill, what are you saying to him?
Well, I just came with
James.
my uncle, James.
I have
Is that
a lot
American? Are you an American?
I have a lot of relatives.
And so
scattered
what's your
through
name?
Jim. He's named after me.
Jim Randolph. Do you have any identification on you?
It's back at the hotel.
The Blue Herring. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll check that out. You may not be aware of our visa laws, and there are rules. How long have you been staying here?
We
Less
just
than 90 days.
yeah, we just arrived today.
Please, when I'm talking to other people, please remain quiet.
I'm sorry. I'm just used to it being the head of the family.
I understand. And your name, ma'am?
Phyllis Harris.
Phyllis Harris. And what is your relationship to everyone here?
Distant cousin.
Just a cousin. You're British?
So, yes.
And you're just visiting as well.
Yes, it's one of my first trips overseas. So
I don't see any family resemblance, though. It must be a very large family.
Distant.
And what was your name, ma'am?
Liza Dundee from Sydney. Southern Australian. And I'll spend disguise if I need to.
All right, no, make a disguise check. If you're disguising your accent.
Yeah, I'll spend 2. So 5.
Yeah. All right. So he buys that one. So Liza, let's see.
I'm posing as their kind of guide here in Australia.
Eliza, what was your last name?
Dundee.
Done.
And we simultaneously
Thank you for
gain
working that
and
in.
lose all
Or
the points.
maybe not. Yeah.
Can I use my...
And let me guess your identifications at the back at the Blue Herring too.
Yeah, as a citizen, I didn't think I really needed to carry it around.
Oh snap!
Fair enough. It's just this is a very unusual circumstance, and we're a very quiet sort of community here, and we all wanted to check on Toddy, make sure he's all right. He does see a bullet on the floor. What's this all about, Toddy? No, it's okay. I'm drunk. I drop bullets because I'm drunk.
Give the full one, officer, if I may. And this is also coming from something of his family. Family. Make sure that handle was wiped off. We found this on the floor with one bullet in the chamber. I took it out to make certain that he couldn't harm himself since he was playing games of Risk.
Oh,
and spend a point of reassurance to make sure that's...
All right. He is still suspicious, but he will not call you out right here and there. So he's like, well, very well. We're all concerned about Toddy. It's probably best you should let him get some sleep. I'll take the weapon now.
You might want to take this as well. Hand him the bottle of brandy.
Yes, Toddy, you should probably
Please,
sleep
for
this
the
off.
love of God, keep this away from my nephew. Keep this devil water away from the poor boy.
Yes. Well, he is an adult. He can make his own choice. But yes, it's best if everyone...
I don't know if he's capable of making rational decisions.
No, we don't coddle people here in Australia.
Harm yourself for others.
Yeah. So we'll. I'll take him into the drunk tank tonight. He'll sober up in the morning.
It's a marvelous idea.
Yeah,
That's great. Thank you. I would very much
You
appreciate
can be much
that.
safer.
For your troubles. Thank you for taking my nephew in.
We don't accept the bribes.
No, it's not bribe. It's for the cab fare.
No, I have a car. I can,
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Don't in the future. Don't never do that again. That is.
Oh, I'm not aware. Okay.
Yes, I don't know what the laws are. Where did you say you were from again?
Port Arthur.
Port Arthur. I don't know how they do things in Port Arthur, but they don't. We don't let. You don't tip policemen in Darwin here. So he has you all go out, and then he locks the door behind him. Or he has the landlord do it, and he takes Toddy with him. So you have the keys, and he doesn't search you all. Your story was good enough that he didn't just frisk you all and grab all your guns, which were totally legal to carry around in the city. So you also bought them illegally. So yeah. But he has your name. He'll be checking out your backstory and finding out that it's false pretty soon.
So we need to leave quickly.
You need to leave quickly.
We're going to have to leave it to her anyway once Billy finds out we're in town.
All right, so you have the key ring, and you know that his ledger is in the desk along with his. Well, I guess I don't know if your story about you're playing fake stealing his business is going to work now, but
no,
Why?
family interest.
Someone has a pool of 8 points in disguise, which
I have a cherry point that I need to use on something.
Okay,
scene's over.
scene's over. Yeah.
Oh crap!
It's okay.
But no,
You didn't decide to run away or fight the cops, so you didn't. Yeah.
Anyone with 8 points in disguise can automatically manufacture another identity.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the identity we put on the TOD on the deed.
Wow.
This is good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Holy crap.
All right, so what are you doing next? You're outside of the building. There are a couple of people looking from their windows at you suspiciously. But, that old woman.
That's just because Australia.
Yeah, well, it's a
Everybody's
small town.
suspicious of everybody.
Well, it's a small town.
There was a gold rush in this town. Everybody's suspicious of everybody.
That's true. There
Okay,
was
so
no
we
rush.
should head to the warehouse, but by not the most direct route.
Right.
Okay.
From not the water as well.
Well, it is on the docks now. You could try and do
I just mean in terms of leaving, we should be seen leaving
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah,
another
yeah.
direction back
Serpentine.
toward
Yeah.
the
Yeah. The detective did. The officer did leave with Toddy. He's going straight to the station to drop him off, so he can't tail you.
And I'm assuming the station is in the opposite direction?
Yes, it is.
Thank God.
Yeah, it's not right on the docks, believe it or not. So yeah, you can give me a group. What do you call it? It's not infiltration. It's sneak, right?
Stealth?
Stealth.
Is that the word you're searching for?
It's the same skill, but it's infiltration in the cliff phase.
Yeah.
It's this and that. So give me a group stealth chest.
I will throw one in that.
Okay.
Me too.
Who's gonna roll?
I can throw one in.
Who's gonna roll?
I have nothing to add, so.
Well, who's gonna roll the die?
Melissa will roll because Melissa rolls well.
All right,
Except for that
we
one
put
time
in
where I
3
didn't.
points,
Yeah.
right?
plus 3.
So 8.
All right, so you run from alley to alley, looking around for people.
Scrape.
Yes, scrape. And you are sure there are no tails, so as sure as you possibly can be. So it takes you an hour to do that, even though it's not that far away, because you take a very circuitous route. So it is dark.
Making
by now,
only
very
right
dark.
turns.
Yeah. But you get across the street from the warehouse. It is a 3-story building, pretty standard looking warehouse. The door is locked, the windows are barred. Of course, you have the keys, so
We can actually walk in like we own the place.
Yeah, it is dark. Also, the window it is. You do not see any lights on.
Preparedness roll to make sure we had
Electric
torches.
Yes.
No,
It says in the book that
we
you always
have
have
a torch.
Okay.
flashlights.
Yeah, it's
You know,
it's
Like,
in
that
the
is
book.
among the enumerated list of things that don't require a
Okay. Yeah,
preparedness
you all have
check.
flashlights. And
Now,
have
if you want
guns.
flash grenades,
Yeah, that's
or
a little
silencers,
different.
which are
Right.
yeah.
Like phosphorus.
Wow. Yeah, that is.
It even says
check
you
of
can have
no.
sandwiches for stakeouts. It does.
it does.
That is
there.
literally what it says.
Nice.
Unfortunately, you can't have a steak dinner for a stakeout. That would be better.
Unless you call stakeout.
Unless you specifically say, I go to a steak dinner and have them make a steak dinner for me to go, because I'm going to go on a stakeout. Steak. Yes.
Steak sounds really good right now, actually.
Well, we stop the time for dinner.
Especially if you're playing Knights Black Agents, it might be a great idea to have a steak at your stakeout.
All right, so what's your plan to get in the warehouse? Are you just walking up to the door and unlocking it?
Okay.
We could knock.
You could knock and alert the guy who's in.
Billy?
Well,
Billy? Yeah, his name is Billy.
we don't know where he is, so
You don't know where he is. Yeah.
Well, we know that little Willy Willy won't go home. So
We could actually work a bit more on a disguise and try to look like
Cultists?
co-religionists of a different cult.
I still have 5 points.
I still have 4 points. I say we do this thing.
I mean,
Let's go full Comic-Con on it. So,
Do we know which cult? Is he the Bat cult?
he's the Bat cult,
Okay.
but
Probably.
they're shipping
So
it
we could be
to the
like-
cultist of the Black Pharaoh
Right.
Yeah.
in Kenya.
so we could be representatives from both
No,
parties.
Toddy said Shanghai.
No.
So that's the party of the first party for the second party with
Yes.
the...
yes.
But they've
They
also been shipping to Kenya and London.
and Pinu, yeah.
So we
Not-
can just
not
do the
to Kenya.
multicultural
Well,
one
they,
from the
they
Bloody
previously
Cross, one
shipped.
from-
Yeah, they shipped to everywhere, but like
We are
Toddy
a
did
group of
mention
delegates.
2 specific boxes.
Okay.
One has an idol that is going to the Pinu Foundation, and one has a machine or something that is going to Shanghai.
Shanghai.
Sure.
Did they ship to the bar?
No, they only ship overseas.
I know what she's asking. It's fine. It makes sense.
Oh,
It's a
the
good question.
Drunken Tiger Bar.
Yep.
Stumbling.
Stumbling.
You don't know the
Same
address of
thing.
Shanghai.
Yeah.
He just said the city. He does, so you'd have to get the ledger to find out exactly where it's going to.
Well, I was just thinking that if we're going to do that, then I could pretend to be from there.
You could just pretend to be from there, from Shanghai, to ask where your shipment is. That could be a thing. So yeah, you could pull the exact same scam.
But reversed. Now you're in the lead and we're all your retainers.
Yeah.
I like this.
Right.
Melissa's the boss now.
Okay,
Roll with it.
So are you going to disguise or alter your appearance in any way, or just
Well, I
going to
don't
march
need
it?
to.
And I mean, do
Could
really
for
of us...
the rest of us.
Actually, you could make a Cthulhu Mythos spin to determine if you need to or not.
Is it a 1 point or a 0 point?
It would be a 1 point, so it would be a point of sanity.
I say we just disguise.
Disguising what though?
We don't know, like, if there's any.
Cthulhu
Get that
Mythos
off
is to
of
realize
Cthulhu?
you're trying to pretend to be the Shanghai,
Right, what was
which
the
you don't
name?
know anything about yet.
Yeah.
Okay, and I couldn't, like, a cult wouldn't...
Not for this, not to know what they would be a Cthulhu Mythos.
Oh, okay.
All we know is the stumbling bar.
I'm doing it.
Tiger
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
From your books, they did mention a group in ancient Cathay that is the Order of the Bloated Woman.
Yeah.
But they also mentioned a tattoo, a symbol that was carved into their flesh.
Break out the henna.
Carved into.
Yeah, so to disguise that, you know what to disguise now, but it would have to look like something that was... It would be a high disguise check, or you could just carve it into your flesh, which would be hit point damage. So a really high disguise check, or a... to basically make makeup, or you could actually carve
So
it.
it's like a symbol?
Yes.
But we
could
want
it
her
be a
to look
group
like she was in
disguise?
it
It's like
for
a
a
Chinese
while.
character. The what?
Can that be a group check since we're all
Yes.
helping each other?
Because we want to look...
It is a high...
like that,
It
yeah.
is a high... Going to be a very high check, because you're...
It's fine. I still
Could
have
we
time.
could we split the difference and, like, not hurt ourselves as much, but, essentially make it look more like
I'll
a
let you
star?
spend health points for the disguise check in that way. In that case,
No, we still
no.
have plenty of disguise. Why should we just use that?
And we do need to make
Or
it
actually,
look good.
could I put in an art point to go ahead, an art spend to help make it look more realistic?
More
I'll
scar.
let you spend 2. That will be the equivalent of giving you a +2 on your roll.
Okay, if I do a 1 point spend.
Yes,
Okay, and I will throw in a point of disguise for this, for the pool.
So
that's
that's
up to +3.
3.
I can
I
put
can-
a point in. Okay.
That's
That's
4.
4.
Go ahead and do another one, because he's probably going to make it difficult.
Well, I can add 2.
I specifically said it's going to be different
5, 6.
because you're
So we're up to
faking
6.
a
We're up to
cult
plus
symbol
6.
carved into your flesh without access to Hollywood level
We're
prosthetic makeup.
plus 6.
Yeah.
You're doing this in an alley across
Okay.
the street.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
You're doing it in a cave with a box of
So
scraps.
how much?
We have +6.
All right.
6.
So give me a roll. So
Okay, fine.
10.
all right. So believe it or not, it looks like the specific thing. As long as no one touches it, you'll be fine. So.
Where is it? You keep here.
Yeah, it's like usually above on the chest, like upper chest.
You're going to have to
Like
flash him, apparently.
It can be another location.
She's a courtesan. It's fine.
Like the upper chest, like the shoulder, like crack of the shoulder.
This word, I do not think it means what you think.
Except what
Okay,
it
so
does.
what I'm asking is it visible? Like, is it automatically visible?
No, it's not automatically visible. It's
Can a portion of it be visible without stripping?
yeah, no, you like I said, like
If it's up
near
there,
right
you
under
just
the
pull
collarbone.
your collar
Right.
over.
Yeah, like right under the collarbone.
Don't think we
So-
signed up for Mythos Burlesque.
Yeah, see, exactly, like where her, where your
where
real
it is.
tattoo is. Yeah,
Pretty sure that's a thing somewhere.
It probably is. So
Isn't that some sort of clown cult?
No, wait, it was video game burlesque you went to.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
last
that
year
was-
with
yeah,
the
that
video game burlesque at PAX East, where Tim Schafer had strippers stripped to
dress as Tim Schafer.
Yeah, it was gay characters from his video game. So like Grim Fandango.
Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, no, it was
It's
pretty
probably for the best.
awesome.
for what
It's
sounds
pretty
like.
hilarious. Nerd burlesque is the anyway. Wow, that was
That could be really, so really messed up.
I spent the point of nerd burlesque.
yeah. Wow.
Now I want to play that
You walk in, you unlock the door, you walk in, it is pitch black. But there,
Hello?
Are we not?
Billy.
Yeah, we know his name. So we just call out his name.
Yeah. There, you hear a voice come back to you. It's like, and who are you? It is
I
calm,
am-
collected.
I am Madame Ming from the Bloated Woman.
And you
Also
are,
known as Madame Ming the Merciless.
Yep.
an emissary from another mask.
Exactly.
That you are not so comfortable in the darkness. I have been communing with the Great Father. I shall light a candle for you so you can see. Unless you would like to commune.
No. I admire your service. I had my moment with the Bloated Woman earlier today.
It just sounds so wrong.
It does. I'm not gonna.
It sounds like a really obtuse euphemism for menstrual cycle.
I was going to say, it sounds like a really bad Midol ad.
Bloated Woman? All been there.
I am so glad there are women here making this joke, because otherwise we'd sound like sexy assholes.
Oh, yeah. There were ladies here.
See, it's okay.
It's their
It
word.
probably sounds a lot scarier than actual Chinese.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So, let's see here.
Today I was the bloated woman.
So Billy lights a candle, and you can see the central space of the warehouse has been cleared out, and he has put a circle in chalk in there with signs, symbols that you know to be an Aklo. He's been meditating.
How much stability is it going to cost me to read them?
Well, if you want to, that'll take you some time, but yeah, you can make a stability check if you want to start reading them.
That'll be a 6 flat.
Okay. Well, you get a slight chill up your spine, though, as you realize these are symbols. These are calling. These are symbols to call, to make, to contact a great force, a deity. He has been, and you feel almost as though something else is studying you as you study the symbols. The presence of a great being of some sort is nearby. Not in this realm, but close.
Calamari call home.
Well, no, more of the three-lobed eye. So maybe
you do realize you probably pissing Billy off may not be the best idea.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on pissing Billy off.
Yeah.
We might knock Billy off, but
Well,
pissing him
that
off
would certainly qualify. Anyway, Billy looks at you. And what does the emissary want?
Just a simple inspection.
Have any of our shipments been late or been damaged?
Actually, yes. We just visited your employer earlier. And
The drunk.
Yes. And showed him the ledger. And he was actually the one that gave us the keys. He said that you actually are in charge of everything and he barely does anything, which I know to be true.
Why is he not with you? Did you...
He's drunk.
He's drying out.
We left him in his bed.
Oh,
Heavy. Have you met him?
yes. Well, yes. Will he be around
His name
tomorrow?
is Toddy.
Or did you remove him?
We are still contemplating that decision.
His liver might do it for us.
Merely say the word and I can do it for you.
Okay.
We can get another person to take charge of this place for
Yes, I'm
the
beginning to
authorities.
think he's drawing too much attention to the whole thing anyway.
Well, that is the nature of...
And nobody
alcohol.
seems to like him in town.
Of course not. They sense our presence through him, and they are revolted by it. They fear greatness. But there are 2 shipments here. One is to the London Brotherhood.
Yes.
And then there's you have a shipment that will go out as soon as the ship arrives.
Excellent.
I did not realize you were coming here. How did you travel here?
The usual way.
Came to
Can you make Can you make a reassurance spend?
Of course.
There were cults to visit.
Just to spend. No.
All right, so he does not question that. He's like, you are favored if you can travel that way. It is. There was. I was not. If I was so favored, I would have made the pilgrimage to the Mountain of Black Wind for the birthing.
Of course.
But
It was great.
I have not heard back from anyone though.
Puts
From
Birdie Man
that,
to shame.
I wonder if the Great Father was displeased with them. There seems to have been.
I'm not sure. I've heard mixed
Reviews.
stories of how
I
it
got a
went.
48 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Let's check out Mountain of the Black Wind on Yelp.
Yeah,
We also had
5 out of 5
that we
stars
sent
would be
there.
sacrificed again. Well, your machine is here. He walks over to a crate.
Great.
Yeah, it's about 8 feet long, 4 feet high, 4 feet across. It looks quite heavy.
That's only 3 dimensions. There should be more.
times width times height, like yeah.
Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Hypergeometry.
Oh, yeah.
Roll with it, Ross.
Why did we not put this in Tesseract?
Well, the crate itself is Euclidean, Jesus. So inside, you haven't opened it up. You haven't looked inside yet. So
Speaking of that.
he hands
Fractal.
it to you. Hands a crowbar to you. One of your minions could open it up. I've already.
Thank you.
Toddy, I sealed it up myself to ensure that it would be remain intact.
Excellent. I'm sure everything's fine. This is just routine.
If it is so, obviously it is not routine. If you're here, you must have great work to do.
Yes, this is one of many stops.
One of many stops. Oh, very well. So I assume you open it up. Yep.
I roll crowbar use.
Okay.
Isn't that?
Let's see. Let me read the description. Inside you see a
Bloated woman?
no.
Machine.
It is a machine. Let's see here.
Mr. Coffee.
The second crate is an odd device composed of machined rods, wheels, mirrors, and an eye tube, like something you would.
New from Apple.
Yeah. It is like.
So that's what Steve was doing.
Too soon.
Okay. Well, like. Not like a something you use to view through a microscope, but
Periscope?
yeah, like a periscope. That's actually a very good way. It is fills the entire crate, although not the entire crate. They put in a lot of straw and packing material to protect it. But it is. Those of you with Cthulhu Mythos, all of you, recognize it easily without having to make a spin, that it is obviously a creation of the great race of Yith. something. But again, it appears to be made of earthly materials, something more recent than one of their ancient machines, which were made of things not from the earth. From what you
have a long talk with them the next time we see them about their things falling into the wrong hands.
You
Well,
can
that's
certainly.
probably what we're here to fix.
I know.
You may. It takes. I did not, of course, use it because it is not my place. It is my duty to serve, not to question. I only ask if the schedule is certainly on track. I look forward to the next epoch.
So do we.
Well, is this too large for you? I mean, if you wish to use this space to open up a gate to bring it back directly, I would happy. I would assist you if you need sacrifices. I could bring. There are alcoholics who are asleep in the alleys. I could bring one
Always
in.
useful.
Yes. But not even you could get it tonight if you wanted to open a gate.
Let me consider.
Are you sure? I mean, if you came all this way here, I mean, you might
Have you
as well.
prized alcoholic sacrifices lately?
I have heard. I have felt rumblings in the ocean. Perhaps the people would claim the ship before it got to you.
That is a concern.
So perhaps you should open a gate.
Perhaps. Once again, let me consider.
course.
I'm a careful woman, Billy.
I understand.
We have to talk to our.
You're the emissary. I am a mere servant. So what do you want to do?
I guess you could smack him and say, "That's right. Remember it," or something. I don't know.
Let's not cross that line just yet.
I mean, if you wish to test it or activate it, I mean, I could not stop you. I do not know how it works, though, myself. I could perhaps experiment by hand, but it is not my place. So, what do you guys do?
Well, let's be clear. We don't want to activate.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Penhew Foundation crate is over there. It is sealed. They're idle. The Gavigan seems like the type who would be angry if someone were to spy on his crates, but it is not my place to get between you and the Brotherhood.
That's true.
Okay. Who has the best weapons or scuffling?
I have 8 in weapons.
Probably Margot. That tends to be.
Yeah, I just have.
weapons.
But you have 10 in firearms.
Okay.
Are we gonna make this a shootout?
I only have a 4 in scuffling, so.
He's probably going to grow 5 extra heads and a couple of tentacles if we start fighting him.
That's why my plan is to have previously spent a point of medicine or pharmacy to appropriately dose a rag with
Does it
chloroform.
smell like chloroform to you,
Okay.
really, Bill?
Wow. All right. Yeah. No. That actually would be a preparedness check to have that ready on hand without dosing yourself, because it's a soaking rag. How are you going to hide that?
It's also going to smell like
Did it have
chloroform.
Ziploc bag?
Class, yeah.
Not in 1925. So that would be a preparedness check to MacGyver that somehow.
Actually, didn't take any preparedness.
Well, you can always roll a base.
Do you need somebody
I got
with
3.
preparedness? I have.
You don't have
I have
medicine.
three.
You don't have.
Well, we
you
could
have medicine or
have
pharmacy.
the preparedness for the
Oh, wait,
materials,
wait a
and he
minute.
could have used
Yeah,
the medicine.
that's
Can that
what I'm
count
saying,
as a
so.
retroactively timed action? Because I can spend 1 point to get
Oh,
other
yeah.
supplies too.
Oh yeah. All right. So Mario could do that. So she could roll the preparedness.
Again, Margot's the only one that's walking out of this game alive.
There would be pretty baller. Yeah, you can make that check.
She even survives at other games.
You can make the preparedness check, and if you
Okay.
succeed, he can make the spend.
Okay, so I can give points to my check, and then I spend 1 point after my check if I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will add 3, so it's 8.
All right. You make the spend.
All right.
Okay. To get it on his face in one quick action, that would be 3 points to go first, as to jump the order of the initiative to ambush him, and then you have to make a successful scuffling or weapons roll.
Do you want me to do
3
it?
points of what?
Got it. Yeah.
Okay.
I would have prepared it and handed it off to someone who, like,
Okay.
well,
So
I've
what
got
did
the
you say?
plan,
I
but
have
I'm
to
no
spend
good
3
at it.
points?
To jump in. Yeah.
Okay. And then however many I'm going to add to the roll.
Big.
Okay, so I'll add 3 to the roll.
Okay.
9.
Okay. Let's see if he resists it. He needs a 4 or a better.
Oh, what? He critically failed once. What does that get us? Did we accidentally kill him with the chloroform, Ross?
That'd be a bad idea.
I don't want to kill him yet.
Let's see here. That would be.
I spent the medicine to dose it appropriately.
Yeah,
He
you didn't
did.
know how big he was, though.
True, he's a little guy.
I'll give him another. He needs to roll not a 1 again. So.
Oh my god.
Yep.
He does.
He does die. Chloroforming is dangerous.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why
Well, he had an unknown vulnerability to it. Perhaps he was susceptible to it.
So and so, what did you do?
No sanity loss, though, or no stability loss. You guys have killed enough cultists now. You don't. Actually, no, you haven't killed anybody yet, have you? Your character hasn't, have
No,
you?
we killed
No.
stuff on the
Yeah.
boat.
What'd you
We
kill on
killed
the
stuff
boat?
on the boat. Fish people.
I didn't personally.
Yeah, so give me a stability check.
All right.
You realize you tried your best,
murdered a man.
and
You
it's
plug in with your toe and realize the worst.
chloroforming people is fucking dangerous. Did you make it?
No.
All right, that's 3 stability.
Okay.
Murdered a man, or your accomplice. Yeah, you don't give a shit. So
Actually,
All right. Everybody, lights on now.
the candle flickers off immediately.
Get all lights on now. I'm not kidding.
They're on!
We're good.
Wait, what?
There's you all actually all of you give a stability check. Yeah.
Miss.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm assuming the 2 is a failure.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a 4 or better. It's another 3 stability. As
Shit.
you hear
That's
a cry out in the distance.
Thanks, Sean.
Somewhat on the edge of, like, your hearing perception, a very high frequency. You can barely hear the edge of it. But in the distance, you know that something, Billy was communing with a thing, the haunter in the haunter of the dark. And you interrupted it, and when you
Smudge
killed
that
him,
circle.
though since you already spent your Cthulhu Mythos to understand the haunter in the dark, you
I'll
realize
spend another point of...
it is not permanently locked onto you, but for the rest of the night, it will be hunting you.
Like the gargoyle?
Yeah. So, yes, like the gargoyle. Your lights are all on for now. So,
Quick, get the ledger.
Yeah.
it's locked, but you have the key. So, you have a moment later, you have a ledger, and the only it has. You quickly flip through it. You see there is an address in Shanghai to Fong Imports.
We want to
FONG.
sabotage the thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
will.
also to a
Unless it's a
own
weapon we
venue.
can use.
It does say there are also several shipments to a Mortimer Wycroft in Concudgery, and they are marked with the symbol of the cult of the Sandbat. They went west by coastal packet to Port Hedland, and then inland by rail. These seem to be mundane supplies, at least some of them. Looks like they're shipping supplies inland, buying them here and then shipping them inland.
Did you say Fong Industries? Sorry. to
Fong
call back.
Imports.
Imports.
To Shanghai. That's where this machine was supposed to go to.
The celestial periscope.
Whatever it is, you could try it with You could make a mechanical repair check and try and activate it.
Or sabotage it.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, here's
Well-
the deal. They're going to have to call in backup to get the stuff shipped at this point because the boss is in the drunk
Well,
tank,
also, if we do a
and the boss is dead.
if we do a mechanical roll, if I do a mechanical repair roll to try to sabotage it, we don't know if it'll work or what effect it will have.
I've got mechanical repair.
Well, the thing is, if we try, if without knowing what it does, even a success could have an effect that we're not aware of.
We could
That's
just take a piece.
not how it worked the last time. We
Yeah.
tried to sabotage one of these with
We could
mechanical
just
repair.
take
Just take a
piece.
piece of it. Like, don't actually activate anything. Just like,
Take another
move
little
it.
piece of the magic
So-
weapon.
so who's doing that?
Use mechanical repair as an investigative ability
Okay.
to say, this is the piece we should take.
Okay. Give me a roll because it is still you're not sure if you're going to be able to do that or not.
Okay, I'll spend 4 points.
Okay.
7.
Okay, you actually grab one of the pieces of it, and then the entire thing just shifts and seems to fold on into itself, into the size of a small mirror.
I pocket it.
Wait, it looks like a mirror?
Mirror, yes.
Size,
Yeah.
not looks like.
No,
was
it
gonna
is
say-
mirrored. It is mirrored, but though.
There's way too frickin' many mirrors.
Don't look in it.
It's like they're weird or something.
Yeah. So yeah, you can take it with you.
All right.
Are you going to open up the other crate?
Yeah, we've got
Yeah, the other guy's dead.
We're in penny in for a pound.
Speaking of which, I grabbed the keys, go to the roll top desk, and pull the deed on the warehouse.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
there,
Okay. Is the TOD filled out?
yeah.
Can
Okay.
we erase that?
Put someone else's name on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Okay. You have the 8 points in disguise, right? So you need a name for your alternate identity that you have papers for.
Okay.
Madam Ming the Merciless?
Sure.
Wow.
Nope, already used, gotta burn it.
Well, you only used it to the one guy.
Already used, gotta burn it.
Okay. Yeah.
Really was the... Oh, no, the
Oh, the
cop.
cop too.
Yeah, I
because
totally
he has
did the
me.
cop.
Oh yeah, the cop.
Ming.
Yeah, don't use me.
Or if you want to use Phil, since I said I was a distant cousin.
Do you have the 8 points in disguise to already have the paperwork to actually be a legal entity?
No.
Actually, our preparedness.
Not preparedness.
You can't
it's a cherry.
preparedness a cherry.
It's a cherry.
It's
So-
a cherry. Okay.
Here, why don't you look at these? Since
Yeah, read.
So, Chinese lady name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, person who grew up in Asia.
You can Google it on your phone. You don't have to give it right now. You can just
Okay.
put it on there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, put a name.
Yeah.
How about Beifong?
It's not real.
No, it's not.
Do you want?
All right. So what are you doing next? This has just been a few minutes. You can put the other name on there. That's pretty easy to do.
Well, we were going to check that crate.
Oh yeah, you
The one to the pin.
The idol.
pop it open. There is a wooden idol about 3 feet high in it. It is made. It is indigenous. The art, you can tell, it is made. It was made here in Australia. The idol is humanoid, without hair, and with a strange, round, thick whiskers like tentacles on its face. It is an idol of Cthulhu, but it was made by someone who lived in the desert and that's odd.
Through the desert on a fish with no name.
You realize this idol, you're drawn to it, as though, like, you realize if that incantation you learned, this would be a good focus for it. If you wanted to.
You want to try that?
Burn it.
Sean?
You could burn it if it is made of wood.
I'm really so.
Yeah.
Are you? Please don't. You don't need to. We all thought of it already.
Okay.
All right, so you 3 feet tall, but it's fairly light.
It's okay. You grew up in Asia.
Yeah. 90s. So.
You didn't watch a lot of Full House. It's fine.
All right, so what are you doing next? It's only been a few minutes. Anyway.
How are you not getting this?
Is there anything else of
Yeah, I'm just
interest?
So
Let's see here. You could give 1 point of evidence collection or forensics to sweep the warehouse. That'll take about an hour. It's a very large place.
Nah.
Nah.
All right, yeah.
Well,
So you leaving?
or
Well, just
what
about
if
just
two of us spend
Can we
points of
search
evidence?
There's just the
Could we do
roll-top
it
desk.
faster?
It's in the main warehouse. Sorry, what?
Could we do it faster if two of us spend points?
No,
of
that's with
evidence?
all of you working together. It's a 3-story warehouse. There's a lot of crates, and there's a lot of.
But if we spend 2 points of evidence collection,
or
not
going
how
to the
that
cult to
works.
see if
it
there's
doesn't
anything
make you
marked.
faster.
Yeah,
it just
it
gives you
doesn't
better
give you the
information.
hyperspeed.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to annoy you.
We
Yeah.
could just focus on Billy's quarters because so far, like every cultist has had something.
Should we search
There
his
might be
corpse
something
as
to
well?
protect us from.
Yeah, you
hunter.
could feel up his corpse.
And, like,
Loot the
his
corpse.
personal
All right,
belongings.
you do find a cultist club. There are thousands or hundreds of embedded bat teeth in it.
Handling that carefully. Here, catch Darlington.
Yeah. Except on the handle, you can grab the handle safely.
Look at this.
Wrap that in some cloth. If you want to take
Yeah.
There's also he had 3 throwing knives on him, expertly balanced. So
Someone with
Oh, let's
weapons.
grab
should
those.
Margot.
Yeah.
Well, I think are your weapons better?
Yeah, I just spent all my weapons points.
there is also another
Refresh.
bark painting.
But you're the well,
Of what?
It actually looks like a copy of the circle that he made on the floor. So it looks like this is the necessary information to
I assume that was
commune
standard for
with
communing with the
yeah.
Hunter of the Dark.
Yeah. So
Well, we should take that.
yeah, sure.
I don't know. Should we take that?
All right,
It could be useful as information
Maybe.
later on.
all right. Altogether, this is taking you about 15 minutes. What are you doing?
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to search where he was, his living area and his
Yeah.
room.
His
That was his area. He
Oh,
lives in the
okay.
warehouse. He had a cot nearby.
Oh, he just had a cot.
Yeah, no, he lived he lived a very simple life.
Spartan
He
existence.
lived to serve the cult, and then you killed him.
So we should probably think about what we're going to do about the body and cover up this crime.
At that point, you say that aloud, and then everyone roll a d6, just straight d6.
Son of a bitch.
6.
2.
3.
2 is the lowest.
Yep.
Your flashlight goes out.
Oh no.
2.
Just his,
Just
or
his.
just Arlington's. Yeah, just shutters off.
Who wants to spend the night drinking in the bar?
I'm off to the bar.
Shuffle over to somebody with a light.
Okay.
Move faster than Darlington.
So what are you all going to do?
It's fine, we
bar.
still have lights. So what are we doing with the Cthulhu statue?
It is wood. You could burn.
How
it.
big is it?
3 feet tall.
It is fairly light too. It's light and wood.
Well, you,
We just take
Well, it's not a thick. It's, there's different.
yeah,
ways.
Is it
Yeah, we're in a port town.
It's also not. It's very. It's very tall. It's not like a wide.
We could toss it in the water.
no.
Throw the Cthulhu idol in the water.
That was funny.
It was.
What? Do you think it's a Cthulhu like shrinky dink? No, wait, that's the wrong thing.
Yeah,
We could burn the whole
fallen
warehouse
dinosaurs
down.
of the
You
castle.
could burn the whole warehouse down. That's
No,
an
then
option.
how would we get the money from selling the warehouse?
That's true.
Well, if we put our own names
Is
on
there,
the
is there
form,
like
insurance
a
money.
hatchet nearby?
I don't know that it's a
Yeah, sure.
That's true.
There's a fire axe.
We could fire axe the statue a few times.
It's going to bleed.
Well, then we leave it.
Actually,
You
it's
don't
not going to
know.
bleed so much as ooze, but
Yeah, still, there's a viscous substance going to come out of it.
I've
And it's
avoided
gonna doom
viscous
us all.
substance Before.
Okay, so
It makes sushi really good.
Oh.
controlled burn. All right. Is that,
Okay, just that corner is going to catch on fire.
are the floors wood?
Yes.
Right.
We don't have a way
Let's
to
just take the
control it.
statue out of the warehouse and burn it.
It is right on the docks. You could go out to the beach from the warehouse.
Yeah, well,
That's not weird at all. is
That
it?
would bring a lot of
You know,
attention.
Yeah.
Bonfire.
yeah. Hey kids, come on over here.
We've seen plenty of hobos in this town.
Fair enough. Let's go.
They were eldritch s'mores.
We can blame it on Steve. He was using
named
it
the
to keep
sound.
himself warm.
Steve was here.
All right.
How about we just pay a drunk to burn it for us?
Let's pay Steve.
Hey,
you wanna go-
Steve,
We have a job for you.
So yeah, there's a you could
It's
you look out the
Steve.
window. You see there is a drunk nearby. You could pay him to do that.
he won't do it.
Oh, he'll do it.
But it'll be a stability check.
All right. Okay.
Either way, though, if we burn it, it's a stability check too. So
Pass it off to the NPC.
No, well, you don't know. I'm not saying one way or the other until you actually do it because
we could just burn
mean-
the NPC with the statue.
Yeah, we could.
stability
We
check.
could just, honestly, even tossing it in the water might not be the worst thing in the world because I don't really want to face down the other globe spanning cult of another mythos entity in this game.
Okay. So what are you doing?
I chuck
No
it in the
more
water.
glancy bolts.
All right,
So
you
we're-
throw it out into the water.
Wait,
It
shouldn't we
floats.
weight it down so it's not just?
It has a
It'll
rock
go
tied
where
to
it
its
wants
neck.
to go.
I think we
It's
need to
like Jumanji.
It'll probably
It will
it'll probably
find a
get
way.
waterlogged and sink eventually.
Okay. Yeah,
Just
I
carve
chuck
into
it.
it for Dagon.
Actually, what's probably going to happen is
Okay.
a shark is going to swallow it, and then somewhere near Shanghai, it's going to get stabbed by some crazy guy that jumps off a boat. So
Okay, so all right, you got rid of the Cthulhu idol. No reward for that.
Back
No
to the bar.
penalty.
Well, that was early on.
So you're just
hard
going to the
enough
bar
out.
now?
Wait, what were we doing with the body?
we
Leaving it.
left the bar.
Tying it to the Cthulhu idol.
Actually, yeah, I don't throw it in the water.
Are you doing that?
Yes.
Yes!
That's an athletics check for two of you to carry it out there.
I have
quickly
over
enough.
10 in athletics,
All
so
right,
I will
well,
spend
So you
2.
grab the ankles, someone else grabs
Oh.
it. No.
I roll a 6, and so it's 8.
All right, hold on.
I'll form the head.
Well, you grab the wrists.
9.
All right, the two of you rush out, chuck it in the water, and run back before anyone sees you.
We got some good distance on that.
Yeah.
We should have gone out for shot put in high school.
Is there a lens flare from the moonlight as it reaches the apex of its
It's
carriage?
actually there's no moon out tonight.
Weird.
And actually, both of you two roll a d6.
6.
All right, your flashlight goes out. So
Bummer.
Your fault.
did you go to the beach or did you go all the way to the end of the dock to throw it out?
Don't blame me
beach.
for your deficient.
The beach.
Really? The beach?
It's just going to
No.
wash back up.
Yeah, no.
the
it,
dock.
has to, it has to be
It's the end of the pier.
And did you tie it up? I mean, you made your athletic check, so you could have tied it up or like
The
weighted it
corpse
down.
to the idol? Yeah.
Well, weighted it down so it would sink.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you do that. So that takes a little while to do, but you're quick enough to do it without being seen. But your flashlight goes off just right after you throw it.
But he still has one.
He still has a flashlight, but you both see in the distance a burning three-lobed eye. Both of you give me stability checks.
4.
Also 4.
All right, well, you see it, but it's not approaching. It's just
It's a
somewhere
good thing
above
there's
the
not
warehouse.
a moon, so he can't do like an iconic.
If there was a moon, he wouldn't be there.
Yeah. It is pitch black. It is a very dark night. So I assume you both run back to the state.
Yes.
Yeah, we book it.
All right.
Okay, now we need to...
Give me
Yeah.
a fleeing check.
Fleeing?
You're
Or
fleeing down a
athletics.
dock at night.
I will spend a point of fleeing
Yeah.
to get a 3.
All right.
Interchangeable with athletics as per the usual.
Yeah, I'll house rule that. Yeah.
Okay. Spend 2. Make 5.
All right. You two barely get back out, and you don't slip or trip on anything, or knock your flashlight out into the water.
Who left the fish here?
So you're in the you're back all in the warehouse. You just got rid of your first body. Good job.
Feeling stable.
For his character.
First body.
Actually,
Probably
it's
yours.
my first
Yeah, yeah.
body, too. Cause
Oh yeah, give me a stability check. You're covering up a murder. As an officer of the law, you're
That's a
yeah.
little disturbing.
It's a little.
I don't know.
Degrading one of your sources of stability, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, moral
Pillars of
principles.
Sanity. Yeah.
3.
All right, 2 more stability.
I am at 4.
Yeah, no, this has not been a good night.
I'm about to be unstable.
All right, so what are you going to do?
We need to find somewhere that's open all night.
The bar.
Yeah. You just have to get there.
Okay.
We get there.
Well, before we go, look
flashlights.
around the warehouse. Are there any
No.
other torches or anything?
There's a lantern, yeah.
Let's grab it.
Grabbing it.
All right.
Grab it and take
It has the name Randolph written on it.
That's bad. Leave
Leave it.
File it off.
So you don't take it. No. Okay. There's also a candle. There's some more candles.
No.
I thought candles were
no.
ineffective.
But the candles might be something else.
Connected to.
Yeah.
No, they're just going to be completely useless because it can pretty much blow out candles when it wants to.
All right. So are you running through the streets or stealthily going by?
I will throw points of stealth if people
Let's
want to.
stealth for a little bit and then,
I'm
All
gonna
right.
run like
I will throw a point.
maybe not run like hell, but
Run like hell is chasing you.
All right. Well, that would be athletics or fleeing to run like hell.
But I
first
thought we
we're
were
stealth.
stealthing it.
Well, that's that's what I'm
I
asking.
don't think you can stealth and run like hell at the same
That's the,
I think
that
that's
is
his
my
point.
question to you.
kind of-
You get to decide. I just want to know which one.
okay, but like stealth away the first couple of blocks and then.
It's
So
not that far.
probably
You get
just
one
the
approach or the other.
Okay.
Let's just run.
Okay.
I thought it was
Yeah, let's
further
get the
than
hell
that.
out. So.
Really?
Running.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
would vote stealth, but
Is the idea that we don't want to be seen running from?
Well, anybody with a light
Yes.
can go off on their own if they want to.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't have a light. So
I know. That's what I'm saying. Anybody
All right.
with
So are we gonna do a group stealth check? Is that what you're saying?
if you're staying together, it'd be a group stealth or a group athletics or a group fleeing.
Okay.
I will throw 2 points into a stealth check.
I can give one.
Okay.
I can give one too.
So we have +4.
Yes.
8.
Okay. And the three of you who have not seen the three-lobed eye do see it as you're stealthily going from alley to alley. So go ahead and give me those stability checks. As it stares at you with infinite hatred. A malignant
Too much.
cosmic intelligence that hates you.
So just Aaron loses.
Aaron, okay, that's 3.
Okay.
We didn't refresh to go to the beginning of this, did we?
Yes.
So, but you creep from alley to alley, every once in a while glimpsing the three-lobed eye, getting
Is this
ever.
like in our mind, or is it like?
It's out there. It's above you. It's like
The
lurking.
truth is out there.
It's just like a light in the distance that seems to follow you and get closer and closer.
So like
seems-
kind of Eye of Sauron. It's like watching us.
Yes.
A 3-lobed eye of Sauron.
So,
Why not?
so you're all getting more and more paranoid.
Than we already were.
Yeah. The three of you who have flashlights left, give me a roll.
One.
Okay. Did you get one as well?
Flicker.
Two of them go out.
Margot is the only one with a light.
We all have a shot.
So you're only 2 blocks away from the, and now that's the thing. You're trying to shine them on. You're frantically shining the light everywhere, trying to keep the Haunter of the Dark away from you.
We're sneaking.
No one sees you yet because there's only a couple. You've only seen a few passed out drunks who are blissfully ignorant of the thing that is haunting you or hunting you, rather. However, you see across the street a police car parked in front of the inn.
Which end?
The Blue Herring.
Yeah, no.
Because we're not staying at the Blue Herring.
I know, but there's only 2 in town. It's not that hard to check. Weird. Like, hey, do you have anybody staying by these names at the Blue Herring? Oh, no? All right, punk. So, it's not that
But
great.
they don't have those names at the other place either.
I
He didn't
know.
have a back door.
But
they
he does have
descriptions.
descriptions. Hey, did some, 4 white people and a Chinese woman...
I'm just going to make you work for this, Ross, is what I'm doing.
It's not that hard. You didn't do a great story covering it up.
Ross, does
If we
he
want to
have
go
a
was in a
back, we
hurry.
could try to steal the car.
Yes.
Would the police
Anyway,
car
The
have
car
lights?
has lights. The car has lights. Let's do this shit.
You can...
As we drove.
Where?
I have driving. We are going to the goddamn airport and commandeering a plane.
Oh, okay.
You can fly the plane.
Your possessions are there, and I assume because...
We were out on the edge of the desert near Darwin when the...
including your mythos books.
Yeah.
They're in the
I can't stop here. This is bad country.
How about we send like 2 of us in the back door to get our stuff and then we leave?
Or we just hand him the ledger.
What crime is that for? Oh, well, yeah, that might prove...
And actually, I could
Crimes he's
use.
trying to prove.
And Australia is
Well,
still
actually,
a dominion.
you look at the ledger, and you have accounting. They would. The thing is, those are antiquities and machines. They're really concerned about gold because that's what's taxed when it leaves Australia.
But antiquities.
He might be able to prove the case, but it doesn't say gold.
But antiquities is
All
still
right.
an issue.
Yeah, you could fix that if you had time, but you want to try and do that in the dark alleyway with 1 flashlight left?
Does the inn have a back door?
Yes.
Well, we can sneak in,
I've-
fix the ledger.
Fully approve of this
Okay.
message.
And I can use cop talk and say that I'm part of a secret agency.
Exactly.
The crime.
Okay.
What?
Is that going to just tie us to the scene of the crime if
We'll be
people
gone
wonder
by
where
then.
Billy got?
Oh, yeah, Billy's disappeared. But he doesn't know that yet.
Yeah.
Nobody knows poor Billy's dead.
And Dead Billy tells
and
no
we'll just
tales.
tell him that Billy wasn't there.
Alas, poor
You know,
Billy.
I hate to rely on the racism,
But nobody's going to care.
We could pen it. You okay?
but
Well, all right. So you're flooding. Your flashlight flickers a little bit.
Can we please go inside?
Get in the end.
Yeah, let's go.
So you're sneaking in through the back.
Back door.
All right. There are a lot of people here. People milling about and whatnot. So that would be another group infiltration check to
I'll spend a point.
crouch
I'll
walk
spend
into
a
the
point.
inn.
What?
Basically.
Infiltration is what?
Or
Stealth.
stealth.
He means stealth. The word he's looking for, grasping
I got it.
to fail.
Okay.
is stealth.
All right.
it gets called different things.
Yeah,
it's fine.
you have to realize how many games we play. That
I know, I'm
It's
just giving it out.
You're infiltrating the inn using stealth. All right. That's the verb. Is infiltrate.
I will spend a point.
I would
Or-
too. What?
So the back door of the inn is like the service entrance, right?
Are you thinking
yeah.
disguise?
No, I'm thinking spend a point of credit rating. We were never here.
To bribe them. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can get them to talk, get them along
Okay.
from the police
Let's
officers in there.
save that stealth
He's
point.
in the back talking.
He's in somewhere. You don't know. You see the car parked out front. It's not like he parked it and didn't go in the building. So anyway,
I mean, we could stealth. I was just presenting.
I say we
alternative.
stealth. Just get it done with.
okay.
I
So
spend
give me
a
that.
point
Give me
of
that
stealth.
stealth check.
One for me,
One from me.
I can put a point into. Actually, I'm not.
so that's +3. Who's rolling?
I always roll. Someone else roll.
I'll roll.
Been doing good.
5.
Good
All right, 5. You get in the back. You see there is a person washing dishes and taking care of the kitchen. Up ahead, you can hear the same police officer who's talking to the innkeeper. And then there's you can hear a couple other people talking in the background. Obviously, just people drinking the night away. So the staircase leading upstairs, or the staircase leading to your rooms, goes by the main thing. So there would be a separate stealth check to get by that.
We don't really need to bother with that, though, because
It's all
if you have
fine.
time to
Let's-
fix the books,
yeah.
and I can talk cop talk.
Okay.
So we'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right.
got his fish. He'll be fine.
So you're fixing the book in the kitchen, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
just need a flat space and light.
all right, you do have lights. So you're doing that.
For
What
now.
are you doing?
Well, when he's done,
Okay.
we're going to go out. I'm going to make. I'm going to
Just
just
how about
me
some of us try
with
to
the
go
book,
upstairs? Yeah.
and I'm going to say Scotland Yard. Sorry, I couldn't tell you before.
Okay.
The
Special task force.
Special task force from Her Majesty to
All right.
investigate
All right,
fraud in the
all right.
Dominions.
Let's do one thing at a time. So while he's forging the book, are all of you wait? The thing is, the kitchen is not that huge, and there's 5 of you, and that guy is going to turn around any moment and see you. Bill could probably hide behind a shelf and scribble in there.
there's
hide.
the credit rating. We're not here.
Yeah.
I will spend
Well,
that
but-
credit. No.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
are
would-
you talking about the guy that's washing
Yes.
the dishes?
He's going to notice you any minute.
So
He's probably
just,
a pork.
just skip.
Kid.
Yeah, we can just
Wait. How old is he?
It looks like in his early 20s.
So Margot could just sweeten him up. Or better yet,
Yeah.
Darlington could sweeten him up, and we could have this role play.
Or I could
Or
just
you can-
spend here. Don't say.
Here's
tell
a money unit, yeah.
Yeah, here's a money unit. Don't tell.
All right.
Or Sue Lin could show him the tattoo.
Oh, wow, as a dishwasher, I know all about the esoteric cults of the Far
I'm thinking
East.
more the location of the tattoo.
Which we already discussed.
Collarbone.
Wait, you
I'm
want
a
to watch
50-year-old Chinese woman. I don't think he's going to get that hot over that.
But it will distract him.
Also, how how alluring the line is, hey, do you want to see a bloated woman?
Should try that.
That is Australian slang for something foul.
I would not have it.
I think that just the bribing would...
Yeah.
So the kid turns around. He sees you. He's like,
And I just put my finger up to my mouth and hand him some money. You're not here.
all right, whatever. He just kind of shrugs and goes back to washing dishes as Bill finishes frantic.
Do I actually need to spend 1 credit rating?
Yeah,
for that?
no. You give him enough money to do that. Yeah,
Can I
it's the
search
money.
for flashlights?
Yeah. Huh?
Can I search for flashlights?
You can. That would be a preparedness check to see how well stocked the kitchen is. Do
I
they
will-
have double A's
So I can make
or
that.
whatever the equivalent is? Yeah.
All right,
Preparedness
so,
check.
first check, so I'll spend 2 on that.
All right.
Hopefully I don't roll like crap.
I still think we should have gone with the old lady flashing flame.
Wow.
Hey, Ross.
Um,
I'll put that behind you.
Okay.
Oh, 7?
So it's down here. Yeah.
Oh, and then my break. Well, I can. We can take a break. If you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can take a break, so.
All right, so we'll be right back after hot bribing action finishes. And we're back after getting drinks and snacks.
Crunchy snacks.
Yes. So we stopped at the super bribing action and managed to bribe the dishwasher with a whole money unit. So that worked out pretty well. Bill, you can forge the gold stuff on there. You don't need to make any spends on that because that's pretty simple. And Randolph's handwriting is terrible. So it's you writing on the wall in the back of a kitchen is actually a pretty good approximation of that. So that takes you a little while, but the cop is still up front. So now you have your evidence. So
All right,
Did we
so
find the batteries?
oh yeah, what'd you get in your preparedness?
I don't remember.
That was
5.
5. You find enough batteries for 1 more flashlight.
So we're now up to
2. Yeah. So who gets it? Aaron found it. Who gets it?
not Aaron.
It's up to him. He gets to choose. Yeah.
I was the first one to go out, assholes.
All right. So now it's
you.
Hey, don't
Aaron
pluralize that.
Aaron and Half have working flashlights. So
And now I secret agented up.
all right. So
With
you go
cop.
out. He sees you. Oh, good evening. Good evening, Mr.
Might I have a word, chap?
Yes, of course.
So
Yeah, take him aside. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, okay. Couldn't tell you earlier. Secret mission from the Queen in what in the Dominions, investigating corruption. But we too were investigating Mr. Randolph. And here, this might help you
Okay.
in your investigations.
Okay. Well, this is highly unorthodox. You're supposed to notify us if you're going to do something like that. So this is very highly incredulous. This will be a 2-point cop spend.
I spend it.
All right. So
What else you got, Ross?
all right. Well, it's just more difficult. But he is still just a small town cop. So he was highly suspicious of you, but he finally believes you after you present a very thorough case. You frame Toddy for gold smuggling pretty convincingly with this evidence. It's all but sealed. What do you say about Billy?
He took us there. What about Billy?
What about Billy?
Okay, so you say nothing about him. So he will be, whether he shows up washed up on shore in some fisherman's net,
Yeah, it could still be Randolph's doing.
Yeah,
Like, it's possible.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. Except Randolph is in custody now, and Billy was seen alive this afternoon. So
There's a lot of racists in Australia.
not in this town. Remember, it's got unusual.
I know. I was
racial
trying to trip you up,
Yeah,
but apparently it
Jesus.
didn't work.
God. But anyways, he believes your story. So
Damn
at this
Skippy
point,
believes our story.
the lights in the inn flicker out. They curse them. Someone comes in yelling, "Oh, I just saw something huge! It knocked out the light pole. It was like a bird, but bigger." It's like, you're drunk. But they go out and it says, "Yeah, no, it's the entire light pole's been it's been
Filament?
knocked out. Yeah, the filament. Yeah, it's been knocked out. So they start pulling out candles, banging around in the dark. People cursing. Everyone makes a ability check when the lights go out, though.
6.
Yeah,
Also 6.
6.
1.
you lose 1 stability as you're like, I don't have a flashlight.
Wait, I have a flashlight?
She doesn't have a flashlight.
He's
True.
just creating a storyline for
Yeah.
it. Don't worry about it. You still lose 1 stability because you rolled crappily.
Yeah.
He just has to create a different story.
Oh, for you, you're like, oh god, you drop your flashlight, and it rolls under the table. It takes you seconds to get it back. So there were a whole 5 seconds in which you weren't in light, and you for all you know, that's all it would take. But it doesn't. You manage. You survive that. So, but you have 2 flashlights, and there's still hours of darkness. And you have dim lanterns and candles right now. So do you want to make a go of it here in the inn? Or do you want to try and get more light? But yeah, the cop will believe you. You don't have to worry about that. You can get
What
all your
happens
possessions
if we set the inn on fire? That would be a lot of light.
for a while. It will stop burning eventually. It will stop burning before dawn unless you want to burn the entire town, in which case you have other problems.
This is the Great Darwin Fire of 1990.
Wow.
Build a man a fire and he's warm for a while. Set a man on fire and he's very warm for a short time.
You know, he's warm for the rest of his life.
That's true.
Well done, Ross.
That's actually Terry Pratchett.
Yeah.
Pour
Anyway.
one out.
Yes. Yeah. So, what do? You can. It will be a challenge regardless of what you do.
If someone has electrical repair, can they turn the lights back on?
I do.
It will. You could splice power in from another thing that will require athletics check. You have to climb up and monkey with some.
I'll try to give it a go. I have 2 of my electrics.
Okay, you all have to go out too. I assume you guys.
Why?
Why can't we just send him?
You only have 2 flashlights, and the rest of you have dim.
But he has
And-
one of them.
Yeah, and he has one of them. So.
He chose to take the flashlight.
Yeah. So Margot has the other flashlight, and then the rest of you are probably huddled around it, not trusting your candles or lanterns. So I assume you want to stick together for so you're
Someone probably
not.
wants to keep watch, at least
Yeah.
while he's doing this.
Or you don't have to. You could huddle alone, let him go up by himself.
Is the cop car still there?
Yeah, he's finishing up his report. You could ask.
Does
for-
he have the lights on in the car?
They're not on while he's not in it. No, but he could.
Turn them on.
Yeah, he could turn
Has
them
he
on.
seen anything yet?
What would he see?
What everybody else saw? Knock out the lights?
No, only one person saw it. He thought it was a bird. And didn't see it very well. But people.
Can I filch his keys?
Wait.
The facial expression that went with that was the best part of that.
Maybe we could, like, in good faith, ask him to train his lights up there so we could see to repair it.
That's
Okay.
a better option.
Okay, he's like, what? No, you just go to sleep. Well, you'll be fine. They'll fix it in the morning. I don't want to risk your neck to fix a light. What are you even? Why? He's very
It's her
confused.
neck.
Huh? Yeah. What? I'm not going to have a woman risk her neck to fix.
That's what I saw coming there.
Look, excuse me.
Why do you care so much? It'll be fixed in the morning.
I don't like sleeping in the dark.
Are you all right? So this will be a point of something to get
Reassurance.
to.
Well, look, we are guests here.
Yeah.
I would like to make sure that this area is taken care of.
It is taken care of. It's just dark. It's a small town. I'm sorry, we're not used to your.
I know what I'm doing.
You have shell shock from the war, and it's hard to sleep without light.
That's right.
So she was a nurse.
Okay,
right,
well
Bill?
then we can
Okay,
go to the
good.
Blue Heron. All right, we'll go to the. I'll take you to the Blue Heron. How's that? It's just across town. It's not very far.
Actually,
Very nice of you.
Yeah.
Also, all of us pile in the cop car.
Yeah.
With our stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. No, you didn't pack a whole lot.
we packed the tomes.
All of you are feeling the guns press against your waistbands uncomfortably as you're sitting next to the car. Ah. So how do Americans? I understand your position, but how do Americans and a Chinese person get roped into working for Scotland Yard?
International cooperative effort.
Oh, that.
That's right.
Long story.
It's
It's on a need-to-know basis.
Oh,
I've told you all you need to know. on that.
Start drawing green triangles on all our documentation.
Talking about Nights at the Opera. All right, so he takes you to the Blue Heron, then he leaves. The lights are on there.
That's good.
For now. Yeah, no.
Excuse me,
Maybe
Keeper,
you
how is your wiring? Is it up to code?
Yeah, see, there's the pole right there. It's fine. So, about
How do you get your power? Geothermal or?
through the wire.
The coal plant.
But now it's midnight.
Only?
Yeah.
Wow, we got an early start tonight.
Well,
You know, we could tell him that there's a... Never mind.
there's not many people at the Blue Heron. It's smaller than the other
Well,
end.
if we could somehow convince him to, like, train a spotlight on the light pole because it'll frighten away the bird that's in town attacking light poles. No, that's not going to work.
Do you have an electric torch?
Oh, yeah, somewhere around
It's in the book. Everyone has an electric torch.
Investigators. He's not an investigator.
It's a few times it flickers on.
Could I borrow it for the evening?
Sit there all night.
Sure.
Maybe.
We can't do that because then you're in the dark.
Okay, the lights are gonna go out here in a minute. I'm just trying to get one more.
Yeah.
Go down in the city.
Okay, so do I have it now?
Yeah.
I have it, okay.
And the bat eats all.
So what do you?
our souls.
What are your procedures for now for going? Like, are you just all going to stay up, huddled in light sources? Or are you going to try and ration it? Have all flashlights on at once, or just
No,
one?
one at a time.
One at a time.
We're
Staggering.
going to wait
We
until the
don't
lights
need,
go
yeah,
out,
we
right?
don't need to have
Yeah.
the on until the lights are.
Okay, yeah, no, you're fine. Oh, we're fine, and then the lights go out.
Yeah.
This time you don't need to make a stability check. You hear the crash. Actually,
We've gotten hardened to...
Did we see any cars on the street outside?
yeah.
Burger car.
All of them
Just
on.
saying. What?
Hotwire all of them to shine light.
That won't attract attention. Oh wait, it will do the opposite of that. It will attract attention.
Are there street lights?
No.
It's the middle of nowhere,
I
Australia.
was more thinking that if we wanted to make a
You're lucky that
escape,
they have
we
electricity.
could Get a car.
Anyway, so he curses the like, well, can I borrow that flashlight back? I need to.
No.
What? Come on, please. It's
Sorry,
my.
you do not understand.
What
The
don't I
answer
just?
is no.
Give me my flashlight back. I need to go get the lanterns out of the basement.
No, I'm not.
Okay?
Here, let me. You can come with me. I just need to go into the basement to get the lanterns.
Okay.
The basement.
You were speaking English a moment ago. You spoke excellent English.
I'll help you with that.
Okay. So you're going off with the group with you.
Yeah, I'm going to go off to help him get the lanterns.
Okay. So you go down the cellar, the basement,
Bird can't get down.
and So it's of course pitch black down there. So he's fumbling around looking for the lanterns, and you look out through the window
Of the basement?
Yeah, it's a cellar. Like the little, Jesus.
It's a happy window.
And you see the three-lobed eye just against the window. Give me a stability check.
We're hard against it. Never mind.
I cast summon.
And he has the... Or no, you have the flashlight.
Actually, we do have that bit of bark with the thing on it.
5.
to summon it?
You flash the light back at him, and he crashes like, well, keep the light on me.
Sorry. Just
It's important.
jaunty wrist.
What?
Thought I saw something.
Yeah.
Condition.
Finally, he gets the lanterns. He carries them out. So you have a couple of lanterns that won't totally blow out at all. So, no, oh wait.
Ross is just going to kill us all now.
So, what are you going to do? Are you just all staying up one light at a time, or are you going to keep all the lights on at once?
We can probably take naps in shifts.
Yeah, and see if we can spare our batteries between the lanterns.
Yeah.
Do we have any matches on us, too?
Sure.
If worst comes to worst.
Yeah.
What the?
Okay.
And this white phosphorus grenade.
So you take one. He gives you one lantern. And Keith takes the other two for purpose uses by the end. You know, one down.
We also still have that contraption in a mirror.
Oh, the celestial periscope.
Whatever it is.
He said something about it making a gate. We could gate the hell out.
No, he was talking about making a gate to gate it out
Oh.
We have no idea what the thing does still.
So it's not our gate.
through wibbly wobbly, etc.
Wow. All right. So.
Is my eye at all useful in this scenario?
Stare at the bird with it.
Yeah, you could go stare through the dive if you wanted to.
Hey, I do tell them it was looking in. It knows we're
Are there
here.
more mirrors in here?
There are.
Are there stairs in your house?
How many questions can we bombard you with, Ross?
Apparently, quite a few.
Stairs.
So you all have separate. The men and women have separate rooms, of
Secret
course.
space.
But you can sneak in so that
This
you're
is
all.
the 1920s, Ross.
Yeah, you can sneak into the one room so you're all, keep an eye-
Adjoining rooms.
Yeah, adjoining rooms.
There we go.
So if you're in adjoining rooms, though, you have to split up your light sources. So who's staying in what room with what light source?
We're adjoining, right? So
Okay.
we keep the door open.
All right, so you keep the door open. Yeah, that's right.
This is how an adjoining room works.
Yeah.
Actually, we take the doors off the frame to make sure that there's no escape.
All right. So the
Sorry, nothing blocking. I said
the first one of the flashlight goes out. The one actually Margot's flashlight finally gives out. So you have Aaron's and the innkeeper's one. If you're all sleeping in shifts, though, with the lantern, the other thing, this is going to be a health check for everyone to see how well you stay up. And make sure no one falls asleep, or there's always someone standing vigil.
Why don't we have two people up at a time?
No, I assume you're doing this in shifts, so you can all rest.
I did
You have about 6 hours, 5 hours before there's any dawn light. So, but you've had an exhausting day. It's been kind of stressful.
We did kill a guy.
Yeah, no. So it's a health check.
I failed.
I critically fail.
6.
Okay.
60.
What do I get,
Yeah, just
Ross?
let everybody roll.
Oh, okay.
Everyone shout out numbers now.
500. Pi. Imaginary.
3.
All right. Fortunately, because at least 2 of you made a 4 or better, enough of you stay awake that you don't all die. So congratulations. You make it to dawn. Some people nod off, but there's always somebody to jostle you awake. As
6 a.m.
you ration the lights, the lanterns flicker out several times, but you quickly relight them. Moments of terror. So those of you who failed your checks, though, lose 1 point of stability as you realize you passed out and you were vulnerable. And you thought you woke up at a moment thinking that 3-lobed eye was upon you. Yeah, exactly. That was very good role playing there, Sean. But you all make it, and now you realize it should have lost any link to you. You're not carrying around a cursed gem or anything, so you should be fine.
Here, look at this.
You are carrying. Wait, we ditched the bark, right?
Did we?
I don't know if we.
I don't know, Lee. You were the one interested in carrying it around.
I say you have it, unless you specifically. I'd say you have it. Like you.
We've got it, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
You roll. It was actually new enough that you could roll it up like a scroll.
Are we flying back today?
Why would we fly back?
So.
We go forward.
There's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, you still have time to go to.
So we could lay some ground.
Dodge is going to meet you in Port Headland because that's where you need to go into the interior.
Okay, we're not going back to. Okay.
Yeah, you can from here. You can then go to Port Headland. There, he did give you a name of someone else who knew about Arthur McWhirr, a man named Robert McKinsey.
That name sounds really.
Yeah, I think I've got that.
That McKinsey was the one who talked about having things of McWhirr stolen by someone.
Corner. So yeah, we can go in and we can go
Port
talk to
Headland.
him.
Lay groundwork.
Unfortunately, I just rolled the d6 to see if Billy's body washed up on shore. But he did not, at least today. So the cop won't detain you.
Praise Dagon.
Yeah. To ask
The
him.
fish people are feasting on his corpse.
Or he's just at the bottom of the harbor and won't be
The
found.
fish people are feasting on his corpse.
Wow. All right.
I don't recall of reading about deep ones being predatory like that.
Yeah.
There's sharks.
There are sharks. There are crabs. There are a lot of things that.
There's sharks, there's jellyfish. We'll get them all of a schnicken.
So the village of Port. So you take another plane trip, and
We ditch the bark somewhere up in the air.
Yeah, we stick it out the window.
you could just burn it at the airport. I mean, there's flat ground.
No, this is more poetic. We push it out the window.
We could
Is it
burn
really?
it and let it fall out the window.
The ashes distributed.
I don't know what's
across the
below
land.
us. We don't
Okay, I
want
got to swing those. Are we trying to create a worst case scenario? The gods are crazy.
Hey, let's mindlessly
We
repeat
hear
this.
mindless drum beats as we push it out the window. The fade into the middle distance.
It will ruin the
Cast
culture
summon
forever.
honey badger.
Yeah. All right, so you get rid of it one way or the other. So you burn it and then toss it out. So you quickly lose track. It quickly disappears as the plane's moving fairly fast, and it is a small object. So you do not see if it is burned or if the wind puts it out or anything like that.
It'll at least be partially burned.
It will at least be partially burned.
They'll be missing.
Certainly won't be found by cultists who will then use it to wreak vengeance upon you. But no, it's fine.
That'd be a lot of dots to put together.
Yeah, it would be. So anyway, you make your way to Port Headland. It is all your physical abilities come back.
Oh, neat.
Oh, yay.
That's your stealth, your athletics, fleeing.
Sense trouble.
Disguise is not.
And stealth.
Weapons, scuffling,
Disguise is
firearms. But disguise is not a purely physical ability. It's more intellectual as well. So, the village of Port Headland is the terminus and port facility for a small railroad which winds back into the Pilbara country. Rich deposits of gold have been found among the low, flat-topped hills. The richest mines are found in the present railhead, Kankudgery, 150 miles southeast of the port and terminus. This is mining country. It is a rough.
We can't stop here.
Yeah.
Apparently Sandman works there.
That's actually their picture for Billy. So.
Oh.
Anyway.
So he will be back then.
No, he's in the book. It doesn't say he's a character in the book. You murdered him. Good job.
Okay. Well, Morpheus always has some
Manslaughter. It was accidental.
It wasn't premeditated.
It was premeditated. You had a whole thing to do it. Just
Killing him was not premeditated.
It's true.
legally, it's still murder because you recklessly.
Well, it's the difference
You're not
between murder
supposed to
1 and murder
chloroform
2.
people?
Melissa has it on 1. Yeah, you're not supposed to chloroform people.
Technicality.
No, it's not. It's pretty black letter law. So
I got abused.
McKinsey is your contact there. David Dodge has already telegraphed him to let him know of your impending arrival. So he could even be there waiting at the airport. Impending, sorry.
No, impeding might be appropriate.
That's
Somebody might be impeding our arrival, but
No,
Us.
Fortunately, you killed everyone who could have warned nobody.
Yeah! Murder hobos!
Well,
Or you put the
we
other one in
didn't kill
jail.
Randolph, yeah.
Yeah, so he's...
He's in prison.
We'll
No,
know.
but we sent him away.
We'll know when he dies because somebody will need to track down her alternate identity to tell her that she now owns a warehouse.
Okay, yeah, you left that behind too. So that it will become an abandoned warehouse. No one will go in it, and everything will.
Until she contacts an agent in Darwin and sells it at a profit.
And wasn't
Oh,
the
yeah.
beach and the dock on the property?
Yeah, yeah.
So there's no reason for anybody to ever look for Billy's body on the
Yeah.
coast.
So anyway, Mackenzie, you show up at Mackenzie's house. He has a fairly large house. He's he used to mine himself. Made
That had to hurt.
well, not yeah. He was a miner. Jesus. He
mean he's 17?
he did quite well for himself, and then so he retired, and then
Our
went into
skull is not
archaeology
killing.
as a hobby of sorts. But
Been digging so long, it's all I know.
yeah. So he's a large two-story house. He offers that you could stay here. He's very interested in financing an expedition or helping the expedition to these ruins. He says he's a bit old himself to go, but he is eager to hear more about it. He says, you're not the first American either who's been here to talk about or ask about Arthur's expedition. There's a Houston...
Robert?
yeah, something like that, who came here. I lent him many of my materials on Arthur's...
And then he didn't return.
He didn't return them. Very rude, very rude. I had a very bad opinion of Americans, but...
Hey.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well. One must generalize.
Psychiatrist?
Huh?
Was he a psychiatrist?
He didn't say. He just was interested in the ruins. And there's not much academic interest here at all. He seemed very intelligent. Very arrogant, though. Kind of condescending sort. But very damned inconsiderate, I have to say. Pardon my language, ladies. All he left were the 4 plates that, of course, Cowles got copies of them, or he saw them. But also his diary, and I have long memorized the location of it, and he gives you the exact coordinates of it, which is deep in the Great Sandy Desert of Western Australia. So you know exactly where to go. So... Let's see here. I'm, of course, very busy as well, so I cannot attend him. I'm kind of older. But I'd be happy to help you in any way I can. So you can stay there for the night if you want. But you can ask him questions if you want about life around here. I've heard some interesting things. The place out there is very dangerous. The desert. It's not for the faint of heart. I know there's deadly animals there, many poisonous snakes. Venomous, actually. The poisonous is if you bit them. Venomous is if they bite you. He makes a joke. Let's see here. I did hear word that the American fellow, Houston, hired some workers to go out and dig a shaft some 30 feet deep in the desert, then paid them off and then left. And then all the workers left after they were paid off. So I'm not sure what that was about. Some sort of exploratory dig, but to just go 30 feet deep and then abandon it seems kind of odd. But,
Did he lose financing?
Huh?
Did he lose financing? Or?
I have no idea. I know very little about that. The American in general. But you could ask around here. I'm sure there's plenty of. Miners and prospectors who'd be willing to engage in gossip for the price of a beer, if you were to be so crude. But yeah, all of you can spend the day just resting and relaxing after your, conspiracy murder investigation.
Any way to regain stability?
I have psychoanalysis and hypnosis.
You could do that. You can. Everyone can restore. 2 investigative skill points and 3 general points. This could be your sanctum. So I think that's the rules for that. So this could be your safe spot for the chapter.
Refresh 3 totally.
Let me look at the rules.
refresh up to 3 general abilities. They lose all... actually, you can fully refresh 3 general abilities except for health, sanity, and stability. But you could have used psychoanalysis and then refresh psychoanalysis. So you could use it again.
Yep.
So...
yeah.
So you can fully refresh 3 general abilities.
Okay. Who wants their head drunk?
I have 3 points of stability left, so
Okay.
probably.
About 5.
I have 6, so I'm still good.
How are you doing?
I have 8.
You're
All
fine.
right. Can I do hypnosis? Because it makes things easier.
Sure, you have time.
Okay. I'll spend 2 points of hypnosis on the lieutenant. So I succeed at putting him in a trance. It's difficulty 3.
Yeah.
So I now have 3 extra psychoanalysis points for use on him.
Okay.
So I will spend 2 psychoanalysis to make the roll, 8, and then I'll spend 3 psychoanalysis points to give him 6 from
Alright.
his pool.
Sounds good.
6.
Same routine.
Many thanks.
5 to transfer, which is fine. Gives me 3 extra, 2 psychoanalysis, which is again 8. So that refreshes 6. Do you need any more?
Nope.
Damn, Bill.
I'm full.
You're rocking
I
this.
saw the gap in the party and I aimed for it.
Weird.
It's like that's a thing I do or something.
Yeah. The needs of the many outweigh something.
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 May the force be with
Hey.
you. Yeah. Wibbly wobbly.
Yeah. So was it 3 general or 2 investigative?
I will let you choose 3 full general abilities, or 2 general abilities and 1 investigative, or 2 investigative.
Oh.
Okay.
These will be
I'll
fully-
take the 2 and 1
yeah.
because that's what I need.
To be honest, a lot of your investigative abilities aren't going to be super useful in the desert, like library use.
Weird.
Cop talk.
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
But still taking it.
Yeah. So yeah, you're able to
Looking good.
rest and relax a little bit, and you spend a few days in Port Hedland. Wonderful exotic resort that it is, or maybe not. Because now you're in the very hot climate. This is a very hot, dry country, so you have to get used to that too. So all of you get,
at least it's a dry
or most
night.
of you, actually everyone roll a d6. This is a health check. 5. Okay.
2.
All right, you two get sunburned pretty badly. Not used to being out.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you're more of an indoors person. You're not in the.
Chinese.
Yeah.
I don't get sunburned.
Academic.
Or you get heat stroke or something.
Fine.
Yeah.
So what is that? 1 point?
That will be a permanent point of health as long as you're in the desert. As you are now more sensitive to this kind of shit.
Yeah, I would definitely say that's heat stroke instead of
All right. Yeah.
sunburn, but-
Yes. You're not used to spending your time out. You're not adapting well to this environment. Yeah.
So I could stand to refresh some stability, and I can't shrink myself. So I'm going to write a letter to
you can
one of my
refresh.
sources of ability
Yeah.
or stability,
Yeah.
Dr. Albert Wilmarch.
Okay. Who's he
And
again?
Dr. Albert Wilmarch.
Oh, okay.
From Miskatonic University.
Oh,
my
yeah,
facility advisor.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
And,
Yep.
also guy who's been to Australia.
Oh, that guy. Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So I'll be
this
glad to
is-
read what he has to send back to me.
Eventually. Let's see. So the next part, there's not much else to do in there unless you want to go talk to, get some gossip from miners and prospectors. You can just head on. So David Dodge actually spends some time there and actually getting things done a little ahead of schedule. So there is one lead in Concudgery, since you guys did get the ledger and look at it. You could look up Mortimer Wycroft and find out what he was, if he knew anything, because he was sending supplies into the interior country. Supplies were bought at Darwin, then shipped to Mortimer, and then Mortimer apparently shipped them inland. From the context you can tell from the ledger. So they were mining supplies and food and things of that nature. So
what's our end to talk to him? Like, our misdirect? Like, what can we ask him about at first that's not about cults? How can we seem like reasonable people that also
Is he aware of the
twig him
30-foot
to
shaft?
that also won't twig him to the fact that we're going to go out there?
Oh. Well, because I was going to say that since we're Americans, we're interested in oil, and a 30-foot shaft sounds like somebody was making exploratory drills, but that won't work because that'll trigger that he'll think we're going out.
Maybe.
So,
I mean,
or we can just say that we understand that this is after research, this expedition was it's still interested in looking at it. It's only for academic purposes. And
okay, but if you walk in saying, "Hello, we're investigating the murder of blank," basically, that's what you slip in at the end. You need a complete red herring, some complete other reason to be talking to him.
Anybody got anything other than oil?
We could ask around town and find out what business he's in.
yeah,
It's probably just going to tell us that, he's an outfitter, but
he is an outfitter.
at the very least we can, pick
Coterie
somewhere
general
else
store, basically.
from here that, what sort of spend or whatever would we need to figure out some other reasonable place to be outfitting here to go explore?
If you're going inland, the country is the last stop before you just hit wilderness, before you hit the desert. So,
Okay.
So what else is in the desert
Yeah.
that maybe we'd be interested
In
in?
in
well, that
any
would be-
academic, like,
do you have oral history or something like that?
I do.
or anthropology. Or,
Yeah. Make a spin on that. Oral history. The miners are very eager to talk about it. There are gold-bearing reefs, exposed lines of mineral deposits occur eastward for hundreds, maybe thousands of miles, perhaps, or at least that's what they believe. So they literally believe that gold is in plain sight, that they can go out. So there is a bit of a gold rush going on. But it's not without danger. There was a big mining disaster far to the east. The company responsible paid off the politicians. The whole thing was hushed up. Some 25 men were killed, among them Derby
the
Dave,
British
the
way.
Welshman, who did some work for Mortimer Wycroft. This was a while ago. So,
you can do Welsh, right?
yeah.
Actually, I can speak Welsh.
There's also
Okay.
been reports of things attacking cattle.
Chupacabra.
Well, things that were sizes of bears attacked some cattle.
Bigger chupacabra.
Yeah.
When you say bears, you mean koalas, right?
Yeah.
A whole troop of them taking
Does
down
anybody
a
else
cow.
have oral history or streetwise or something like that? Any interpersonal skills?
We're not a very
They already spent 1 point
We're not a very good
Flattery,
personal
just
group.
try to.
The pretty British lady gets some more information. They say, you should definitely avoid the Slatteries. They live out by Dingo Falls. Their father's a drunk. One son's is a thug, and the other one's a moron. Stay away from them.
So what's their history?
One's a drunk, one's a brute, one's a moron.
Well,
Dingo Falls is one of the few places you can get good water. It's past the railroad, so a lot of people stop by to fill up their
And
cans.
it is upstream, so you don't have to worry about it.
Let's see here. Oh, yes, the pretty lady like chef shouldn't be going out there either. There's a ghost there, too.
oh, really? Does it have a large red eye?
I don't know. This is beginning to sound like a werewolf digression.
I swear, I could pass my hand straight through him.
The dingo bit your baby, not the werewolf.
Another one says, last week you were saying there were 3 huge birds. I took a shot at them. They must have had wingspan of 20 foot or more. But it was too far to hit them with my rifle. But they're huge.
But although you said this ghost, what did it look like?
It was like a man, like a prospector, bearded fellow. He was.
It's old man Willikins.
It was actually near Dingo Falls, I think. It was out there at night.
This is beginning to sound like a werewolf.
I know.
It was a more, but at first it looked human, but then it became.
So let's ignore extreme prejudice.
I lit up my match to see it better, and it turned into a demon. It was like an effigy of a man, glowing white and red, flesh running off its bones, staring eyes cooking in its skull, its mouth screaming at me silently. I tried to fight it off, but my stick went right through it, and then I ran off into the night.
Wow, you saw Craig T. Nelson out there. That's amazing.
So yeah, there's a ghost apparently near Dingo Falls.
And there's also Dingo Falls.
Okay, well that's actually I will say for expedition rules, it is a source of clean water. You can refresh some of your survival pool if you go to it. Wow, that smile disappeared. You're just like, let's see here. There was. They also you hear that some people had actually met Arthur McWhorf when he came back from his expedition. Was bragging about seeing the giant blocks, and he bought everyone a round of drinks to prove it was real. You know, everyone believed him after that. And he said that there was some
citation needed.
You know, a lot of the stories you hear from the you hear the ancient folklore, and they talk about an ancient city buried in the sands that you could occasionally entrances will open up. But then the winds will blow and they'll close back up, so you get trapped down there. But there's treasure, of course. But, it's very dangerous. It sounds like a fool's story. But, I mean, if this Arthur fellow found it, who knows? So,
Fool's gold.
Yeah.
But it comes in cubes.
Yeah. So that's what you find out about around the Port Hedland and Kincudry area. It's a quick rail trip from Port Hedland to Kincudry. It's a daily freight train, but you can ride on the on it. Takes about 8 hours, and it is very hot. And that's when you get your sunburn or your heat stroke. So that was fun. Yeah.
Are we gonna?
So yeah, the last two items for tonight.
What's his ass?
Yeah, do you want to deal with Mortimer Wycroft? You want to investigate him, and then we'll talk a little bit about the expedition stuff. Of course, we can do more of the planning at the beginning of the next session when it's more fresh.
Yeah.
So yeah, what do you want to do? Do you want to talk to him? Like you can. He owns the general store. He runs the general store, but you can just buy things without necessarily. Hey, you know anything about this stuff? Yeah, weird symbols. How you doing? Yeah.
But the problem is, if he remotely twigs to the fact that we're going to the same place, then obviously he's somewhere within the cult conspiracy.
Yeah.
We could just shoot him.
And I still haven't assessed on this case, so really we can assess and then...
Kincudry does have cops, I will say this. It is not Bartertown.
Really? It's a mining community. How many cops could it have?
Well,
enough
because this is still, British colonial era, so they want to keep worker rights down to a minimum.
There is a subduction zone from the elemental plane of cops.
Yes. There are all, and so if you shoot somebody, I'm not saying there's a lot of cops. I'm just saying there are some cops.
We could just blame it on claims jumpers.
You could do it's a general story. He's not jumping on anyone's claims, but you could make it. You could frame it. You could frame the indigenous people and be total bad guys about that, or you could just shoot him and run away in the night and hope no one notices. Or you could maybe not murder him. I don't know.
Just a thought.
Just a thought.
We just shoot him and leave Aaron's character behind.
Okay, what has Darlington done to you?
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious.
You've only lost 2 characters. I want you to catch up.
You're the only one who's lost 3.
I've lost 1 character. And we don't know if he survived or not. That's kind of a mystery.
Do you really think he's going to have
Just
a happy
bail
ending,
out.
Aaron?
I didn't say happy ending. I said survived.
Okay,
So
all right.
that's
For as long as his liver holds out.
exactly.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, no, you'll find out. I will promise that.
So,
Sandbags.
do we want to try to close the now open loop of, information leaked to the cult when we inevitably have to buy materials in town? Or do we just want to say fuck it and move on with life?
I vote the latter.
Fuck it and move on.
Okay.
All right.
It seems
David
like-
Dodge can buy the materials for you. They'll show up at the general store. But one thing,
Still going to the place the cult doesn't want us to go.
Yeah, but you're just heading in the desert, so they don't know that.
On a horse.
And a lot of people are heading in the desert to get
Okay.
cult. So you can.
I like the rain for your information.
So the main questions for the expedition, I'll review the rules at the beginning of the next session so that they're fresh in your head. But one, are you hiring, aside from David Dodge, who will be accompanying you, will you have any other NPCs hired on to help you out?
Yeah, they can be burner characters that we can use after
All
our
right.
characters die. We're getting used to this, Ross.
All right, I would just say, yeah, that's fine. Just if innocent characters die, you will lose stability for bringing them into danger.
Because out.
Yeah, and that will help you up. Two, I assume you're going to spend some resources to get mining equipment. To one, for your cover story, and two, that it might be useful if you're going underground, which it sounds like.
Plus, a pickaxe could be thrown into 3-lobe die.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Well, you've lost track of the 3-lobe die. You've gone 2 more nights away.
Likewise.
Actually, everyone give me one more stability check for the next night.
4.
Okay.
3.
All right.
2.
Those of you who failed, just lose 1. As you are...
Who failed?
And me.
And me.
It's hard to go to sleep.
Everyone.
It's hard to go to sleep when the lights flicker. And so every time the lights flicker on at night, you're just...
I only have one eye, so I barely
did
notice
you-
flickering.
No, you know you're safe.
Did you
You think
feel
that
when I healed
your eye would warn you. It wouldn't protect you, but it would
many
warn you.
was that?
So,
That's true.
yeah.
Okay.
So you're fine.
Never mind.
Everything's fine.
So you'll get some money and supplies. Are you? How many points total are you going to have for credit rating that are you going to throw into this thing?
We're all going to die anyway.
Well, is it set up like
Can't take it with you.
Sunny
and we were able to get extra survival points?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to know, how, are you going to just go all out, get trucks, the trailer with camels, more trucks to carry water for
Rocket launchers.
John Rhys Davies.
Yeah, apparently. So
A couple of tanks.
Well, you could maybe get a Vickers car, an armored car with a machine gun on it.
Okay, this is bad because if you're the baseline Cthulhu rule.
Yes.
Inverse. We get all what we want. Something's bad.
No, I'll say.
This isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cthulhu isn't this gearhead.
Yeah.
It's still going to be tough.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, how many? Let me get a baseline of what your credit rating, how much money are you throwing into this altogether?
I've got a question.
Yeah.
Is credit rating the only thing we can throw, or can we spend?
you will get additional bonuses. For every character with outdoorsman, you get a bonus of 2 points. But that's your character's expertise and knowledge that you bring to it. Your budget is representing whether you're going out on foot or you're going out in a fleet of cars.
Well, I was hoping that accounting would be driving better deals in terms of the budget.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or law. Or both.
I'll count those into other skills. They'll give you bonuses.
Okay.
I just want to know, in total budget, how extravagant of an expedition is this going to be? Because
I have 3 left.
I have 2.
I have 3 left.
I have all of it 6.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Credit rating.
So, this is the big thing for the chapter. Credit rating is otherwise an interpersonal ability. So why would we not throw all of it?
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going for broke.
Yeah, just dump it.
All right.
We're going
this
for
is
a
going to be the
lot.
largest, one of the most lavish expeditions ever mounted.
We want to put Carter to shame.
But David Dodge is actually more than willing to provide the cover for it.
Okay, yeah, we can spend all this money without
He actually can-
making it look weird.
Yes. Well, they will attract a little attention because
Academic interest.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. He knows he doesn't want to reveal that until you already get confirmation. So it'll be a mine geology expedition to find potential minerals for exploitation, and then you come back. Oh, look, we found a city. So he is willing to do that for you because he doesn't want other people trying to jump the archaeological claim because antiquity smuggling and all that other junk.
It belongs in the museum.
Plus he wants to get his name in the papers.
So he will keep it discreet, but it'll attract. So 6 plus
3,
9,
3,
12, 15,
17
credit rating. Okay.
So
All right.
marking that out.
Yeah, no. All right. So in terms of the number of, so we'll do the actual.
Does this mean that anytime we say we have something, Ross, we just straight up have it? We don't have to say that we have enough length of rope?
What do you spend out of the survival?
The thing is, I need to stat up the expedition itself in terms of how many legs of the journey there are, and then that will determine your budget, for your survival pool. And again,
Gotcha.
the basic mechanic is you make a roll for each leg of the journey you choose to spend, and then if you roll poorly, you have an encounter. But this will mean you will have cars, you will have the backup camels, which you can use. You will
They've got camels.
a staff of a dozen people with you, so you'll have a nice pool of red shirts to go with you.
That was the name of my high school surf rock band,
Yeah.
Backup Camels.
Backup camels.
Glare.
So we'll end with that because you decided not to go after Mortimer. That's fine.
And we didn't bite on the bearded man.
Yeah. So that will end it. Yeah. We'll have all the things for the expedition. You'll head off into the desert. So, question, comments, suggestions. You guys like this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
That was a lot of fun.
Returning to form, breaking into a building, and
Killing a cultist.
yeah,
A little bit of murder.
a little bit of lies, and all that other good stuff.
Yep.
So, all right, we'll see you guys next time.